going on right now. They're in the top of the third in Milwaukee. The Brewers trailing the Marlins 1-0. The score in that one still to come. Diamondbacks on the road against the Pirates. Orioles host the Rockies. Yankees play host to the Phillies. It's the Red Sox and Dodgers together in Boston. Rays taking on the Reds, Blue Jays, and Tigers in Detroit. Cardinals, Padres, Cubs, White Sox. And you've got the Rangers playing host to the Atlanta Braves.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. A nice day out here. It's nice and cool, Dave. It's overcast, but it's still warm. Everybody's in shorts and T-shirts, but I like this weather. This is good.
Well, it's much better than when we were out here and it was just scorching. And yeah. So, and I'm sure the players like it too. But, you know, you can still get sunburned out here, Bob, with this cloud cover.
There's UV rays coming
That's
through,
right.
Dave. Yeah.
That's right.
So you've been very, very adultly putting on your sunscreen, which we're all
Adultly.
We're all proud of you. Coming up in a matter of moments, Robert Turbin is going to join us. Turbo's out here. He's going to join us coming up in about 10 minutes. Zach Charbonnet will be with us around 3. Again, it just depends on when they blow the whistle out there and get done with practice. He'll come on over. We had Tyrese Knight on yesterday. Great conversation with him. If you missed that, hopefully you can find that conversation somewhere. I think it's on our YouTube page maybe. But it was really good. He was very, very good.
Yeah, he was. He was fantastic. And you can just tell the difference. I mean, last year, it was kind of like interviewing Cal his first year.
Yeah.
Last year, he was there's the guy that runs the show right there, Eric Kennedy, EK. He was a ball boy when I was here as a player, and now he runs the equipment room.
Oh, okay.
Best in the NFL.
That's him in the white shirt there?
Best in the
Okay.
NFL.
All right.
But, Tyrese was great. Gave us a lot of info, and you can see he's got that little edge. You know, when you come back your second year, it's like, okay, I belong here.
Well,
I belong here.
The beauty in that, and again, you can check out that conversation. I'm sure it's up on seattlesports.com, is when he was talking about what Ernest Jones told us about how he'd get a blitz called for him, Tyrese Knight, and Ernest Jones would go, no, I'm going to take this one, Rook.
Kid.
Yeah, so, and then he was like, yeah, I let him have those. I mean, I was a new guy, but this year,
It ain't happening.
I'm taking them. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But, yeah, great conversation with Tyrese Knight. Definitely go check that out. Zach Charbonnet around 3, like we said. At 3:30, Jon Morosi will join us. Mariners making a big move. Gary Hill Jr. will join us at 5 o'clock. Then we've got Mean Text at 5:15. So you can start getting those in at 866-979-3776. Do your best to be creative out there. And I would imagine it would be hard today, Dave, for people to be mean. Because you've got to, if you're a Mariner fan, how are you not in a good mood after that deal? Is there anybody that doesn't like that deal? I guess would be my question, because I saw it come down. It came down after we were off the air.
Well, that's the one thing I would say I'm mad about.
Yeah.
If they'd have just done it 30 minutes earlier, it would have been on our show. But C-Rod's breaking the news on the pregame show. And, yeah, I mean, you have to be in a good mood. And that was one of those, and if it had been Suarez, and look, there's still some time left in the deadline. But, I was just like, it was almost too good to be true. Because we were saying, like, it's too obvious. It's too obvious. We've been hearing all this talk, and then, you start to look at Josh Naylor and what a solid player he is.
28 years old.
Yeah,
he's a guy
28.
who doesn't strike out. He's got a 360 on base. Got a little bit of pop there. 11 home runs. Plays good defense. I mean, it's a great pickup for this lineup. He's a contact guy. Again, the strikeout rate really low. Just a pro hitter up there, and solves a lot of problems. And we'll to this point, I was checking before we got on the air. I didn't see a corresponding move or anything, but we'll talk more about what they do to make room for him on the roster. But and you didn't give up any of your top 10 picks. You gave up, according to MLB Pipeline, your number 13 and 16 ranked prospects in your organization, and none of your top 100 as it's ranked by MLB Pipeline, in all of baseball. So I feel like you got out of it clean. You didn't give up the names, everybody's attached to at this point. Doesn't mean, those guys don't go on and become great pitchers. But at this point, you got to feel like that was a hell of a deal. and it immediately addresses a desperate need in this lineup and lengthen this lineup. And I don't know the downside to it, honestly. I don't know if there is one pointed out, because I'm not really sure what it is. And the other part, Dave, is that reading all the reports and reading all the insiders saying, well, they're still very much in on Geno and very much in on these other players. Whoever they end up with, what I like about that is that they're acknowledging, just by being in, we need more than just, it's not just Naylor, like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
No, they know they need more, and they're in on. Now, what they get, we'll find out. But just the fact that they're pursuing other bats shows that they're not just going to go, okay, we're fine, and that was your fear, that they were going to go, hey, our offense is fine, let's just get a bullpen on.
Right. Yeah, and, the other thing that struck me, Bob, is I was, waiting to hear, in exchange that it was going to be with the guys we've been talking about. And
Harry
really
Ford.
wasn't. Yeah. I mean, you had Brandon Garcia, who, came out and got roughed up a couple of times with, the Mariners. That was his debut, like a week ago. And then, you give up Ashton Izzy. That wasn't a guy that we were talking about. But like you said, it doesn't mean that he's not going to go on and, these guys aren't going to go on to be, really good, accomplished pitchers. But, I was looking at when they traded him to the D-backs, Josh Naylor, that is, one of the pitchers was Slade Cicconi. I'm probably butchering that, Cecconi, and he's having a really good career right now. So, yeah, I mean, you might see somewhere down the road Brandon Garcia has, a lot of success, or maybe Ashton Izzy, but it's not like the Mariners are short on pitching. I mean, they always find a way to get these guys developed. So, yeah, I thought that's what struck me was I thought we were going to have to give up one of those frontline prospects that we've been talking about.
Yeah, and here's the other part is he's a free agent at the end of the year, so technically he's a rental.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can't re-sign him. I mean, let's see how it goes, see how he does with his time here, how he likes it, how he hits in that park at T-Mobile. We'll see how all of that goes, but there's a possibility that you obviously you could bring him back if everything goes well, everybody's happy, and maybe he becomes your first baseman for the foreseeable future. So we'll see what goes on there. But Dan Wilson talking after the game on getting the news that they had traded for Naylor.
The news prior to the game of getting Josh Naylor, and it's exciting. And Josh had a huge series against us when we were there. So, it's great to have that, and I think all of us are really excited to get to see him and get to know him and welcome him into the Mariner uniform.
There you go. So there's Dan Wilson talking after the game, and we got some sound from Julio and J.P. Crawford and others talking about the very same thing. So we'll get more into what the Mariners did there and what they may be doing coming up. But sitting down in front of us right now, for those of you watching on the video stream, you know him, you love him, former Seahawks running back Robert Turbin is with us. How are you, man?
Turbo, that's why he showed up early.
For me?
He's a pro, man. We asked him to come at 2:10. He comes at 2:09.
Listen, man, you got to be on time around here.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I really am. I'm doing great. I got a beard now.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I haven't had a haircut in, I don't know, like 68 weeks or something like that. I just made that up. But it's been a long time. And I don't know, I just got bored this summer,
So you grew a beard. You're easily entertained, Turbo.
You know what? You're right. It does not take much to get me entertained, man.
Do you find yourself thinking deeply and stroking the beard, pontificating about
all the time, man, all the time? And the other thing is that I almost can't eat anything without it,
collecting.
Yeah, exactly. It just ends up in my beard. No one says anything. I'm in public, and all of a sudden people are just looking at me, and I'm just like, why is there? But I must look good. I must look good. Right. But instead, I have something in my beard. And so, I'm getting made fun of, actually, is what's really happening.
They're going, whatever you had for lunch looks good.
Yeah. Man, that's life, man. That is life. But it's been great, man. It's been a great summer, man. And, just doing a bunch of different things, doing the dad thing, man, and I went to the fair last week to the kids. But these kids, man, I just feel like they don't know how to do anything anymore. Went to the fair, and we're at the fair for 90 minutes. Who goes to the fair for 90 minutes? Got 4 rides.
And they were done?
And they were done.
What?
Yeah, I felt like more of a child than the actual children. Like, we're supposed to be. I'm supposed to be, like, dragging you guys out. That's how it's supposed to be, Instead, the kids were dragging me out. Like, Dad, we want to go now.
How old are they?
Yeah, so, whatever.
How old are the kids?
8. My son's 8.
Okay.
We had my little niece who's 5, and my daughter's 14, and all of them they were all in synergy with one another, like ready to go.
We had enough, Dad.
I'm like, when I was a kid, we were here for 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah, be hanging onto the railing. I'm not going.
I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what's going on.
Well. So what's going on here? I mean, obviously it's cool to see you out here. You got all the fans out here. I'm sure you're getting a lot of attention. But what you got a booth set up down there, a tent, I should say.
No.
What do you got going?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So I just joined an organization here in Seattle. It's called Sports in Schools. I was hired. They were kind enough to hire me as the executive director of this organization, and I started in April. And Sports in Schools, an organization that is centered around providing access to sports for underserved communities and ensuring that institutions have the proper equipment to, have teams and be able to play their sports. And so on the student athlete side, it's like, man, if you can't afford, like if your son or daughter can't afford to play or something like that, you can submit a grant to our organization, and we'll foot the bill for it. And then on the institution side of it, if you're a coach, you're coaching football, whatever it is, and I don't know, you're short on shoulder pads or something like that, your coach can submit a grant to our organization, and we'll make sure that your team has enough shoulder pads to be able to play the season. So it was an organization, like when I applied for the role, I just I remember when I was a kid, I had to miss baseball for a year because, my dad had a down year, couldn't afford it, or having to wear the same cleats for 2 years in a row, but the second year they were too small, and my feet was hurting every other week and stuff like that. So just not having quite the access to the facilities and quite the access to even play sometimes, and so it just kind of sat home with me, and I wanted to be a part of making a difference, and so it's been a huge opportunity for me and an awesome time so far.
Well, and that gear is expensive, right? So that's a great cause.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you were running back here with the Seahawks, and you look at this new kind of revamped running game. I don't know how much of you've got a chance to, but that system, that Kubiak brings in here, and it's been really interesting, Turbo, watching the offensive linemen, especially like they're asked to like almost sprint to the sidelines. They've got the wide zone run game. What have you seen from so far, what you've seen from their offense?
Yeah, man, especially on the offensive line front, you can tell that they're being really intentional about the movement and, getting downhill, getting guys to the second level. And, I think that was an aspect that might have been missing a little bit in the past, the intentionality of it. And, obviously they're not in pads and anything right now, but when you can at least establish the mindset that, like, we are going to move, then it kind of becomes second nature to you once you put the pads on, and you got to, establish the actual physicality part of the game. But I love what I'm seeing right now. I think the rain game is going to be, it has to be a huge piece for the offense this year, and I think it will be. And, as long as, K9 can stay healthy, we got good running backs, obviously, in the backfield, but our offensive line is going to be much improved. I truly believe that.
What do you think, just the offense as a whole? Dave and I disagree a bit. He feels like they may get off to a quick start. I'm feeling like maybe it takes a few games for everybody to kind of get the new system, the new quarterback, the new receivers. There's a lot of new on that side of the ball, and maybe it takes a bit to find the rhythm. What do you think is a realistic expectation?
Yeah, I think it'd take a couple games for them to find a good rhythm and really learn each other at game speed. They're going to have some great practices with one another. They're going to stay after practice and really get, intertwined with one another, get to know each other from that standpoint. But, when you get into the actual game, the other team practices too. And so it can take a little bit of time for you to really learn that synergy when you're going up against an opposing defense and it's at game speed. But the one thing that I think can happen quickly for the Seahawks that can expedite at least the process of that connection is the run game. That we just talked about, because that really, there is some chemistry that has to happen between offensive line and running back, but it's the one that can happen the fastest. And if you can get that going early, it makes everything else easy.
Yeah, and maybe that was a bold prediction by me, but
Dave's got hot takes, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
no, but you know, the other thing I like, Turbo, and I don't know how it was for you with Pete Carroll. Like, he did a lot of reps, right? Reps, and then, you know, correct on film. These guys are doing the coaching on the field. Like last year, I think with McDonald, they spent like an extra 40 hours on the field. Do you think that that's? I mean, it's two different philosophies, but you probably had both, and I feel like this one, you know, maybe instead of looking at it on film, it's a little bit better maybe just doing it right then, and because they'll stop. Yeah. I just called it. I just shouted you out, EK.
He's ignoring you now.
Big time.
But anyway, I mean, I think I like seeing all the coaching that's done on the field.
You know, I'll give you an example of something. Don't laugh. I hired a basketball trainer. Okay, because I'm doing a charity basketball game, and I'm hoping to have like some pretty legit hoopers. Okay. I'm not a legit hooper, so I need help to become as close as a legit hooper as I can. But when I first started, I'll never forget what my trainer first told me. Ryan and Amir, they said that you know, we're all about quality and not quantity. Okay. And so, you know, our goal is to make sure that, you know, each rep that you do, it may just only be 2 or 3 in a drill, but it's about the quality of the rep and not getting you out here and gassing you out and just wanting quantity just because it looks good. We may not shoot 100 shots, but we want 10 quality good shots, making sure you're following through every single time, you know, just working on the little things to make sure that, you know, we're executing that. And so I think that's a little bit of the philosophy Mike McDonald is approaching here. It's like, look, you know, we can go out here and we can get these guys, we can run all day, but we want more quality, you know, in our reps. We want reps that are being executed the right way, and I think that's the vision right now in terms of how they're practicing.
Are you optimistic about this team this year? Because the national perspective and the Vegas odds, Dave and I have talked a lot about this. I think they've set the over-under win total at 7.5. It's 8.5 in some, but we're both looking at it going, really? Yeah. 7? And I think it was lower last year, actually. 6.5 was the average. But I would take the over on that all day. I'm not a gambler, but I feel like this is a double-digit win team, barring catastrophic injury. I think they're a playoff team. What do you think? Are we drinking the Kool-Aid?
No. I'm definitely taking the over on that. I had them at 9 wins this season, and, you know, it really just comes down to, it's hard. You know, when you look at the schedule from top to bottom, gosh, man, you know, I just feel like teams around the league are everybody's just getting so much better. You know, and so, you know, we'll see how it shakes out, but I'm definitely taking the over on that, and I could definitely see, you know, 3 teams in the NFC West making the playoffs this year. Yeah.
Hey, before we let you go again, tell us what you're working with and how can people get involved with this?
Yeah, absolutely. Sportsandschools.org is where you can get involved, and it has all the information on it. We're doing something really cool this weekend. We have a Girls Leadership Summit happening at University of Washington starting right now. It starts sometime this afternoon. And, you know, we have about 50 girls that are going to be there, young ladies, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it'll be a bunch of workshops and leadership type opportunities. And, you know, it's a really great program for us that we've been doing for a little while now. And so sportsandschools.org, man, that's how you can find more information about us. Really excited about this opportunity.
Sportsandschools.org. Again, sportsandschools.org. Go there.
In schools.
In schools.
Yes.
.org. That's where you can get involved with, and if Turbo's involved with it, you know it's a good thing. He's brought these lovely ladies with him.
I have my vice president, Susie Brown, here with me, and the chair of my, or vice chair, I should say, of our program and impact committee, Porvy, with me as well. And, you know, they're here to support, you know, watch a little practice.
That's an awesome thing.
Well, you know, this guy focuses in on the details, because if he plays in a charity basketball game, he's going to hire a coach to make it better.
I love it.
I mean, that's the kind of dedication you're going to get from Turbo.
No doubt.
That's great. Sportsinschools.org is where you can get involved. Good to see you, man. We appreciate you.
Always, man. Thanks for having me.
There you go. There's Turbo, everybody. Robert Turbin. You know him. You love him. He's you hear him on the broadcast of your Seattle Seahawks. Always good to catch up with him and doing a cool thing with sportsinschools.org is where you can get involved. Our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. Let's take 2.
The third base trade market becomes kind of interesting for the Mariners after the Yankees earlier today acquired Ryan McMahon from the Rockies for 2 pitchers, and one of them was ranked number 8 in the Yankees system by MLB Pipeline. So they had to give up a little bit more than the Mariners gave up for Josh Naylor.
That's the guy with 124 strikeouts and the $32 million
batting .218.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I don't think for the Yankees the $32 million remaining on the deal is not prohibitive to them.
Right.
They're like, if he works out, great. If not, all right.
Well, and look, I mean, I'm just looking at stats. I haven't really watched him play or anything, but I mean, that's surprising because I know he was on the list, and I can't remember who compiled that list when we were looking at possible, someone to sign or get at the trade deadline, and I just, I'm sorry, he was like the most unappealing.
He was glaring
from the list.
Yeah. Well, good on the Yankees. So Gino's still out there. There's still others out there. We'll see what the Mariners do. I like it, though.
Well, today the Astros placed starter Brandon Walter on the IL, their MLB leading 18th player currently on the injured list. They have an all-star kind of roster on the IL right now, so it seems the time is now for the Mariners. 5 games back, the Astros, another starter on the IL for them today.
They currently have 18?
They currently have
18
currently right now. They have 18.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And they've got a 5-game. They lost last night, which was great. The Mariners picked up a game on them, but they still have a 5-game lead. They got 18 players on the IL. Unbelievable.
Is Pena back yet?
No.
Yeah, I was just looking at a list earlier, and it's like Luis Garcia, Spencer Arrighetti,
Yordan Alvarez,
Jake Myers, Christian Javier. I mean, how are they doing it?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I think it speaks to what we talked about yesterday, that the American League is just, and I know they're not playing strictly American League teams, but it's down. Baseball is down. There's not that team. They're good teams, very good teams, obviously, out there. But there's not the dominant team, the team that everybody's pointing to going, I don't know who beats them. Yeah. It's there for the team. We've heard Morosi talk about it. We've heard Passan talk about it. We've heard Schusterman all echoing the same thing. If you're watching baseball, you realize, good teams. Nobody looks unbeatable. It just feels like it's a down year, and they're able to take advantage of it. I guess it gives them some grace having that many players on the IL, yet they're still able to do what they're doing, and speaks to the weakness of the AL West and the rest of baseball, I guess, at this point.
Well, I hate to say it, but they've got a good thing going on with their organization. I mean, they've done a really, really good job.
That seems unnecessary. I don't think we need to point out that they've done a good job, Dave.
Trying to be realistic.
Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/Cyberknife Prostate. The Mariners jump-started the trade deadline, but what else will happen for them before Thursday? That is coming up next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor. The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect. It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and we've been talking about this. Luxury awaits at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You can book now for an unforgettable summer experience because the hotel opens up August 8th. Bookings are open at snocasino.com starting on August 8th. The expanded non-gaming floor, the destination spa, the big new entertainment space and convention center, new restaurants as well. They're combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com for details. Seattle's closest, now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Being the new kid in high school is hard. I didn't know if I would be accepted or if I'd fit in, because being known is key to who we are. Hi, I'm Peyton Seal. When I first came to King's Schools, I knew something was different. My teachers cared about me. I have community. I'm learning who God called me to be.
Sign up for a tour today, and if you enroll, just mention this ad and pay no application fee. Visit joinkings.org for more info. That's joinkings.org, building resilient disciples of Christ through Christian education for 75 years.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced want security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. High five, everybody. High five.
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25. New customers only. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
The biggest scuba sale in America ends tomorrow night at Underwater Sports in North Seattle. Clearance prices on masks, regulators, computers, fins, tanks, BCs, free photo and video seminars, free fitting, and incredible savings on a custom-fit dry suit. Big savings on beginner, advanced, and specialty classes. The 47th Annual Divers Fair at the North Seattle Underwater Sports Store, 107th and Aurora Avenue North. The biggest scuba sale in America ends tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Bum here letting you know the Ford Summer Sales event is happening now at West Hills Ford, where you can get the 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive at $14,982 off MSRP on approved credit. West Hills Ford, part of the Hazelwood Auto Group.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men, too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat-freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. Reminder, we got mean texts coming up today in the 5 o'clock hour, so you got some time to get creative with those mean texts. Dave just had one of his fans come up and have him autograph a football and said, I'm giving this to my grandfather. He's a fan. That makes you feel young, doesn't it?
It's my demographic.
My granddad watched you play. Big fan.
Well, and that guy looked like he was in his 40s. So,
yeah. Like, how old is your grandfather?
Yeah,
man?
that's pretty awesome. He's still kicking.
Yeah, good stuff there. Meanwhile, again, I haven't checked the text yet. Lefko, did anybody text in to say they didn't like this Naylor deal?
No, not even our listeners are that dumb. I mean, it takes them a while to formulate something cohesive and smart, but I think all of them are smart enough to realize this is an undeniable win for the Mariners.
That's quite a shot right there. They're not that dumb.
The quiet, silent assassin, Mike Lefko.
Out of the gate swinging. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. Even if you're the most pessimistic of Mariner fans out there, I don't know how you don't. I'm not trying to make it sound like he's Babe Ruth. He's going to fix all their problems, but you didn't go bargain shopping. You didn't find somebody who was 35 years old. You go with a 28-year-old in the prime of their career who is productive, who is an absolute a huge addition to this lineup in the way that he approaches his ABs. And he gets up there and he makes a pitcher work, and more importantly, he does not strike out a lot.
Well, and you said earlier he's just a professional hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what that means to me is just consistency. So I was looking at like some of his splits, and you know, he's just solid all the way through. Doesn't strike out a lot, and yeah, I mean, it's and just what they gave up, I still can't believe it.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought for sure we were going to be talking about somebody like Senja or Harry Ford or
we still may.
Williston. I mean, yeah, there's time left, but just for this one in this case, yeah, I was so pleasantly surprised. I would have never guessed it. And, you know, and I was sitting there going, they're probably just going to get a bullpen guy. And, you know, they come up with...
Call it a day.
Yeah. And like I said, consistent. So, you know, and that you look at like at different ballparks and different situations, he's pretty clutch. And like you said, he doesn't strike out a lot. And he just, I don't know, it just looks like the more I look at him, the more I'm like, wow, this guy is very solid. Very solid and consistent.
Well, and again, he's a rental by definition because he's a free agent at the end of the year. It does not preclude them from signing him to an extension. And we'll see. We'll see how he likes it, how it goes, how he plays, all that. You know, maybe by the end we're going, maybe you don't need to bring him back. Or we're like, hey, you've got to bring this guy back. And hopefully, if that's the case, he falls in love with the city and likes playing in that park. And, you know, so we'll see how that works out. But what I loved is hearing that, hey, the Mariners are still very much in on Gino. Now, whether it's Gino or another bat, it was more the message that, hey, we're not done. We realize it's not just one bat and we're good to go. They're looking at adding more. Whether they'll be able to or not, again, we'll see what they do. But just the fact that they're going, look, we understand. It's not just one bat that's going to turn everything around. We need to find another bat, and I would presume another arm for the bullpen. And then we'll see if like Morosi and Ryan Rowland-Smith were talking about, maybe do they go after a starter? We'll find out. But I just a great first strike, if you will, you know, to see them go with a name that was probably number 2 on all the lists we were looking at, right? Of all the, you know, presumed to be available players out there, Gino Suarez is number 1 on, you know, whether you go to Fox Sports, MLB.com, ESPN, all the lists of, you know, presumably available players. He's number 1 on that list. And Naylor was number 2 on the majority of those lists. Not saying he's better than every other player that may get traded, but he's just seemed to be the most popular, productive candidate behind Gino.
Well, and then the other guy was O'Hearn, the first baseman from Baltimore. And, you know, we read something yesterday that he's having a out-of-nowhere type of season.
Yeah.
So, and again, you go back and look at Naylor, and his consistency is what really comes through. And so, yeah, and now, you know, with Ryan McMahon signing with the Yankees, the third baseman there, I don't know, maybe Gino's still in the mix, but I feel like I'm being greedy right now, like I'm asking for too much. Just because I didn't think that we were going to see anything close to this.
Well, didn't that make you feel good to hear they're still in, though, that they're in on these, whether it's Gino or anybody else? And I'm sure they're making a lot of calls. We did hear from, was it Churchill that was telling us that they supposedly are calling contenders and seeing who's available on their roster. Not just the obvious sell teams, not just the, you know, the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, the White Sox, all the teams you know are selling. They're calling contenders. So I appreciate that. I don't know if what the results will be, but I like the effort. I like that they're doing that. And I would imagine, again, if you're a Mariner fan, I don't know how you come out of that with anything but a great feeling yesterday going, really? They pulled that off. Unbelievable. I love it. So we'll see who else is out there. If they don't get, if they don't come away with Geno, do they go after? Do they turn their attention more to the bullpen? Do they potentially go after somebody like Johan Duran from the Twins? I would love that arm in this bullpen. Yeah. I don't know what the price tag would be, but you bring somebody like Duran into this bullpen to throw in there with Brash and Munoz and Spire. This becomes a problem for the opposition.
Yeah, and I actually, to the point where I'd be shocked if they didn't bring in a bullpen arm. And
I think they will. I don't know if it'll be that caliber, because I think that price. Maybe it will be. I don't know, but we're dreaming big right now.
Again, I still can't believe it wasn't, Harry Ford, Ryan Sloan, Celestin, Farmello, Locklear, Ty Pete. I mean, they've got some great prospects. So, yeah, I didn't. That kind of came cheap as far as the trade goes. But again, like I said, maybe Brandon Garcia turns into one of the best pitchers, in the National League. But I don't know. I'll take this right now. This is really a very surprising and a great move, and I don't know how you can be in a bad mood. So, like you said, as far as the texters, even though Lefko's trying to rile them up, I would just think they would just be texting in flowers.
Yeah.
Someone's got to jolt them awake. I mean, usually you do, Dave, but I'll handle it early. You can get them riled up later.
Dave will let you take the first shot, Lefko, which you did. Just coming out with haymakers.
I'm in too good of a mood right now. I just watched Witherspoon pick off a pass and looked like he took it to the house. Everybody was going crazy.
Who threw it?
I did not see that part.
All right.
I'm going to say maybe it was a pitch back to one of the running backs, and he threw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody was making the claim because I was raving about how Locke looked not playing against the defense. To say, hey, you see his arm talent, you see what he could do out there, and they said something along the lines of Locke is to Bob the way Donnie Barrels is to Dave.
You got to hang in there with him.
I'm like, look, I'm just saying this is what we witnessed to this point. It's all we have to go on, and he looked very good going up against no defense.
Well, you like everything about Drew Lock.
He's got a lot going well in his life.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a lot going
well. Wasn't he the one that did the backpack thing?
Yeah, with Geno.
Yeah,
I mean, that was dumb.
I still like to think that there was like guns in the backpack,
not
books,
something tougher than taking this. I'm packing this home and I'm reading.
Yeah, he's got a backpack with a dictionary in it.
He's got encyclopedias in there.
Yeah.
You don't want any of this. You don't want this smoke. So, yeah, they're still out there on the field. If you're just tuning in, we will catch up with Zach Charbonnet sometime in the 3 o'clock hour once they wrap things up. Had, a great conversation with Tyrese Knight yesterday that's available on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. But, yes, if you're a Mariner fan, they win. We didn't even really talk about the game last night, but great to see Julio go deep. Great to see Rosarena go deep in that game. And you come away with a win with, Logan Evans out there. So that's a big win. I'm not saying the Angels are the being the best team in the league, but you're taking care of the teams in your division, winning games you look at and feel that you're supposed to win.
Yeah, I don't know whether I liked Julio's or Rosarena's home run better, just because you need help there, and that was just fantastic to see. And then saw Julio do the post game interview, and he just seems confident right now. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on Julio right now, and that's probably chalk, but still, maybe he's going to get on one of those rolls like we talk about, where it goes for a month and a half, where he's just hot.
Hey, the Seahawks preseason home opener is August 7th, and we want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks take on the Raiders in person. All you need to do is just open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's totally free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, July 28th. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are counting on a second-year player to be one of the most important voices on the team. Tell you who we're talking about coming up next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor. The first contender to make the big move that says, We're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect. It just kind of felt like, yeah, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Seattle Sports is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks host the Raiders August 7th. Just open the Seattle Sports app, tap the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances. Enter daily from July 23rd through 28th. Full details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. Only from the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
This summer, make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead with a company you can trust, like 3 Tree Roofing. We're not just your roofers, we're your neighbors, and we're here to help you protect your home this season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free on-site estimate and get your roof replaced before the summer rush and potential material price increases. Our certified technicians make your roof replacement easy and worry-free, so you can focus on the important things this summer. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Get in the game at Hoops on the Pier. Friends of Waterfront Park and Rise Above are hosting a 2-day youth basketball camp at Pier 62 for ages 6 to 16. It's free, it's fun, and it's right on the water. July 31st and August 1st. Plus, open courts during the afternoons. Open to all ages and abilities. Don't have a basketball? No worries. We have a ball for you. Live out your hoops dreams on the waterfront. More info at waterfrontparkseattle.org. Brought to you by Friends of Waterfront Park.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Text line is there for you. We got mean text coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, and Mike Lefkoe's already called you guys dumb. So feel free to weigh in with your mean text at 866-979-3776.
I endorse Mike's observation.
You are in 100% agreement.
I am behind him.
Well, I need you to endorse them also being dumb now, so I'm not the only one who gets mean texts. So
Right.
that would help, if you could.
That's what I'm doing, man.
Okay,
I
thank
just
you.
said that. I support you.
No, I need you to say something to get them mad also.
That will make them more mad than anything is that I support Mike
Oh,
Lefkoe.
true. Good point.
That's really the biggest shot he
Yeah.
can take, is supporting Mike Lefkoe. Meanwhile, we were talking about some of the situations going on at tight end and skill positions, and A.J. Barner's a guy I think we both have big expectations of. He had a very he wasn't a Pro Bowler his first year, but he had a very promising rookie season. There are reasons to make you feel very good about what he can become with this team and in this offense. And he was talking with the media, and he talked about the expectations he puts on himself heading into his second season.
Just continue to build off what I did last year, and just know that there's going to be more opportunities as long as I do what I should. So really nothing changes, but maybe more of a leadership role as well. And I think it's kind of a clean slate on offense, so that was kind of a given anyway.
Yeah, I walked up the field with him. I think it was after the Ram game, after the last game, and we just kind of were chatting about, and I was like, man, I think you had a really good rookie year. I mean, it wasn't like he caught 12 touchdowns, but he caught 4, and then, I think it was around 30 passes, but his blocking is really good. And, I told the story the other day about, letting go of a guy. He had a block that sprung Charbonnet for like a 12-yard gain just by holding on and letting go at the right time. Backside, just very conscientious. He does everything really well. But, is he like the elite guy? Is he like George Kittle? I think he's on that path. I really do. And, you look at watching him out here at practice. He's got really soft hands. The other thing, you see what man-to-man coverage. I just remember covering Shannon Sharp, and Steve Largent was the same way. I wasn't not trying to say I was covering them, but I was assigned to cover them.
You were guarding them.
I was assigned to cover them, Bob, not guard. You just could never tell in their eyes where the ball, whether the ball's coming or not, and then just the way they take it in, just very casually, and that's what he has. I was just watching him do that, and. I'm very bullish on him. I think I think his blocking is going to be as good as any tight end. And, and I think him, catching more balls and getting more targets and everything is it's just really going to help him a lot, his confidence. But, you know, the other thing I loved about him is, you know, he's talking to me and, you know, he's asking me questions. You know, that was like 100 years ago, but he's like just soaking everything in. And like you see him talking to other players and, you know, he just is, he's always trying to get information. And, you know, he was talking to me about getting back his second year and, you know, what's that feel like and everything, asking all kinds of questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I really like him just as a complete player. But, you know, and I think he has a good chance to be the number one tight end as far as receptions go. But, man, you look at that Arroyo kid.
Yeah.
Elijah Arroyo is a man-child out there. He is huge. And, you know, he runs great routes. Same thing with the super soft hands. So, yeah, I kind of like it. I'm a little worried about depth at tight end, but yeah, Saubert is a really a guy who knows this system. So I think at that position, just in general, they're set. Other than for me, I just worry a little bit about the depth.
Yeah, the other thing I like is he's got a bit of an edge when he plays, and we saw that as a rookie. You know, and I like a little attitude out there.
Yeah.
So the feistiness is a good element of his personality, and he was asked about just the impact the tight ends could have on this offense.
Massive. I think, again, like we're tone setters. I think of Spoon on the defensive side. Like that's how I kind of want my role and the rest of the tight ends to be. Like we're bringing juice. We're setting the tone and playing defense, but on offense with the ball in our hands and blocking.
I like that. He's using Spoon as the example, saying we want to bring the juice. We want to bring, you know, set the tone. I like that.
Well, I know we're talking about Barner, but that is Witherspoon is one of those guys that like you're like you look on film and go, I want to play like that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he just, like I said, he picked off that pass a little bit earlier, and I don't think anybody was going to catch him. But yeah, and I don't even know if he has like a blazing speed or anything, but he just plays so fast.
Was it Ernest Jones we were talking to? Not this most recent time, but before, that said, I don't normally have favorite players, but he's my favorite player. Remember?
Yeah, Ernest
Was
Jones.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, get it. That's high praise from a veteran talking about a guy who's at that point his second year.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing about, you know, watching him. I mean, like, it's what your eyes tell you, and, you know, his stats, not that great. But, you know, last year he didn't make, you know, a bunch of sacks but, you know, he's a hitter for his size, but just having a guy like that on your roster and watching him every day in practice, I mean, he's always on.
Yeah.
Never has a bad day.
Yeah, it's very cool to watch him out there. And then I just saw a few plays ago, Kenny McIntosh looking very fast. I'm going to remain on the Kenny McIntosh bandwagon. Yeah. I don't know what his future is with the team. I don't know if he makes the roster or what, you know, if he does, what their plan is with him, but you watch him, he's got shake, he's explosive out there. I don't see what's missing, you know, but as you always say, we're not seeing every practice, so I don't know what's happening there. But that's a guy I'm rooting for.
Yeah, and maybe it is something like Reek Woolen, right, where it's just a concentration thing, and he just needs to be a little bit more of a pro or whatever. But yeah, I mean that's really the other thing is, you know, the two guys in front of him, pretty damn good. Saw K9 with just some burst yesterday.
Yeah,
he looks really good, and I think Charbonnet. I mean, remember how many angry runs he had, and you know, you look at when you're watching the MLB recap show or whatever, I mean, I think he won the angry run scepter or whatever they, you know, give out a number of times. He wants to punish people, and he's a very soft-spoken guy. But, yeah, he remember that game last year against Arizona where he looked like a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and we'll be talking to him coming up as a reminder. By the way, if you missed any part of the show or you just want to go watch things again, whatever it is, you can check out our Wyman and Bob channel on the Seattle Sports YouTube page. You can search Seattle Sports, search Wyman and Bob, search Bob Stelton on all social media platforms, Instagram, X, Threads, Blue Sky, all of that stuff. I officially speak for Dave Wyman on all social media platforms, so he agrees with every opinion I put out there since he's not on social media. But, yeah, everything's up there, all our interviews, everything. It's totally free, of course, so check those out. It will be an important season for Zach Charbonnet. We're going to check in with him. We're out here at training camp. They're still out there on the field, so we'll see what time they wrap things up. But once they do, Zach Charbonnet will be joining us on set as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music of the year.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
The biggest scuba sale in America ends tomorrow night at Underwater Sports in North Seattle. Clearance prices on masks, regulators, computers, fins, tanks, BCs, free photo and video seminars, free fitting, and incredible savings on a custom-fit dry suit. Big savings on beginner, advanced, and specialty classes. The 47th Annual Divers Fair at the North Seattle Underwater Sports Store, 107th and Aurora Avenue North. The biggest scuba sale in America ends tomorrow at 6 p.m.
The 2025 Seahawks season is almost here. Get fitted for game days with jerseys, caps, and tees, including the 2025 training camp collection. Visit the Seahawks Pro Shop at the Landing in Renton and Lumen Field or online at Seahawks.com/pro shop.
Are you still using allergy pills and sprays to treat your allergy attacks? I'm Dr. Ryan Stern with the Stern Sinus Center. Nasal congestion, sneezing, runny nose, snoring, facial pain are just a few of the sinus symptoms we can help you out with. From allergy workups and treatments to modern nasal breathing procedures to advanced outpatient balloon sinuplasty, we can diagnose and treat your problems. Let us help you get relief, easily, quickly, and permanently. Find us in Federal Way or Auburn or at sternsinus.com. That's sternsinus.com.
Buckle up. True country icon Clint Black is rolling into Muckleshoot Event Center Tuesday, August 5th on his Back on the Blacktop tour. Grab your boots and get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com. Clint Black, live and loud and only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
12's Seahawks training camp, powered by Boeing, is underway at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. Join us lakeside for a first look at your 2025 Seahawks as they put in work and gear up for a milestone 50th season. Only a few open practice remain and they're filling up fast. Register now at Seahawks.com/training camp.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Bump here, letting you know West Hills Ford, the Big Four store, is celebrating the Ford Summer Sales event with incredible offers, like the 2024 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive, available now through August 1st with $14,982 off MSRP for qualified buyers. West Hills Ford, the Big Four store, just off the Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3, Bremerton, part of the Hazelwood Auto Group.
Hazelwood has it!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners getting back to it tonight, looking to make it 2 in a row over the Angels. They took game 1 last night behind home runs from Julio Rodriguez and Randy Arozarena, hoping to repeat it tonight when they send Brian Wu to the hill. You can catch it all right here starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. It's 41st pitch. Seattle Sports on 710. Just one game going on right now. It's a tie, 1-1 tie between the Brewers and the Marlins in Milwaukee. That one in the top of the 7th. Still to come, Pirates and Diamondbacks, Orioles and Rockies, Phillies and Yankees, Dodgers taking on the Red Sox in Boston, Rays and Reds, Blue Jays and Tigers. One other note coming out of the NFL, at least 100 players from roughly half of the NFL's 32 teams face fines and possible suspension for allegedly selling their allotted tickets to this year's Super Bowl above face value. That's in violation of league policies. That according to multiple sources speaking with ESPN. Under an agreement between the league and the NFLPA, players who violated the rule will be fined 1.5 times the face ticket value and lose their allotted tickets to the next 2 Super Bowls. If they're playing in the game, the players will have the chance to purchase seats.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We are live at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Taking a look at the Seahawks who are still out there on the field. Practice still happening as we speak right now. Once it's over, we will catch up with Zach Charbonnet. Looking forward to that conversation. You guys can text in 866-979-3776. Mean text coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So if you want to get started on saying mean things, feel free. Meanwhile, the move has been made to make room for Josh Naylor. The Mariners have optioned Miles Mastrobuoni to AAA Tacoma.
Miles, man. Yeah, good kid, great player, good fill-in piece, very versatile. And hate to see him go, but I mean,
I would have DFA'd Donovan Solano.
Donnie Barrels.
Yeah, that would have been my choice.
Yeah. He had a couple plays at first base. I was like, the one where the helmet comes off. Just his concentration to be able to pick that thing. I mean, I think that gets past a lot of, first basemen. But, that would probably be my choice, too. By the way, do you think the statute, or as one of my teammates used to say, the statute of limitations, has it run out on selling your Super Bowl tickets for more than face value for me?
I think you're in the clear.
Okay.
I think you're in the clear.
I sold mine every year.
For higher than face value?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
There was always somebody.
You're such a rule breaker.
Yeah. But I mean, now, they can keep track of everything. The tickets are electronic. I mean, yeah, that's quite a crackdown there, too.
Yeah.
1.5 times, you said?
Yeah, 1.5 times. The penalty is they'll be fined 1.5 times the face ticket value and lose their allotted tickets to the next 2 Super Bowls.
Next 2 Super Bowls. Yeah.
So they said at least 100 players from roughly half of the 32 teams in the league. So they're not specifying who or which teams, but yeah, at least half. How about that?
Well, I'll say this. It was a cash transaction, so...
yeah, I don't know how you do it now with the phone, if you can just send it to somebody on your phone. I know you probably have it figured out, Dave, but this whole technology thing.
No, I get Lefko. Lefko to do it. And then they would end up catching Lefko.
That's right.
And then I don't know what his fine would be.
Yeah.
1.5 times your salary.
Yeah.
Still.
That's not saying much, Mike.
Yeah, that's it says the source said number of players involved was in excess of 100, some whom have already accepted the fines to avoid missing games. League source declined to identify the players and employees who had sold their Super Bowl tickets or identify the club. So, yeah, I'm not sure we'll ever find out who did what, but it's not the worst. It makes sense. I get it. You know, if you're not going to go to the game and you got these tickets.
Yeah.
Why not make? I know everybody thinks every player in this league is making $10 million a year, but probably got some of those guys at the end of the roster making league minimum. Not sure if they're going to be on the team the following year.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've been to 4 Super Bowls. My first one was in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. It was the Giants and the Broncos, and my agent got me a ticket, and I sat, like almost on the 50-yard line. Because I had one that was up in the nosebleeds, and one of the players that was on IR for the Broncos was like, hey, you're sitting next to my dad. Can we change tickets? And I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm going to hold on to mine. And he's like, okay, no, I get it. So he turns around. I go, hey, come back. Here, sit next to your dad, and I'll take my chances. I didn't know if he was trying to scam me or something. And so then I end up on the 50-yard line with a bunch of New York Giant fans. But that one, Super Bowl 40, 48, and 49, I think it's a better product on television. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't. You go to the game, and it's just another game. So, but I mean, it's a big game, obviously, and you know what's at stake and everything. But just the build-up and the commercials and just everything that goes on with the broadcast. Yeah,
you're 100% right. I think I've been to 7, and I mean the first time was amazing. Super Bowl. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
What was the first one?
It was the Raiders and the Bucks in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With Gruden, the Gruden Bowl out there, and then obviously it was fun when the Seahawks were in it in New York. That was a fantastic trip. But
yeah, we had such a good time.
It was a great trip. The trip was great. The game was great. But in terms of sight lines and getting the commentary and, like you said, the commercials, it really is a better product at home.
Yeah.
It really is. And plus, typically, not in the Seahawks case, but typically it's a very corporate crowd. It's not a crazy crowd. It's noise-wise. It's always a little different than a regular game. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool to go to one. If you ever get that opportunity, I would say it's worth it. But you're not missing a ton by watching it on your couch in the comfort of your home with your own food, your own bathroom, and hearing the commentary and seeing the replays and all that. It's a better experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, and and when we talked to McCaffrey, didn't his son buy like a suite or something like that?
Yeah.
It was like, was it like $100,000 or something?
Oh, it was more than that. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I think it might have been $1 million.
I mean,
I think it was
it's a game.
Yeah, it was.
So anyway, yeah, I think it's better on television for sure. But I remember also Super Bowl 40 going there. The Steeler fans just dominated that
Detroit
crowd there. Yeah. So,
and those stupid
I remember
towels.
Somebody smacked me in the head with one of their terrible towels, and I turned around and I was just getting ready to let whoever it was happen, and it was some guy's wife, and she was all fired up, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and keep my mouth shut.
You were going to let her know what time it was. This will not go without response, miss. But so if you're just tuning in, Mariners did make a move to make room for Josh Naylor. They optioned Miles Mastrobuoni down to AAA Tacoma. So we'll see as far as other moves go, what happens with the roster. Because they could have sent, I think, the other guys I think Canzone's got options, but he's playing too well. You're not going to send him down.
Yeah.
Williamson, obviously. Young, obviously. They've got options. But, again, I don't think you're going to send either one of those guys down. I really thought Solano might be the candidate to be DFA'd, but if they do make another move, then they're going to have to make another roster move, right? If they bring in Gino or anybody else, you're going to have to make a roster move. So maybe that's where Solano finds his future there, but that would have been my first choice.
Yeah, and Miles Mastrobuoni, I mean, he's a nice player, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's scrappy. He's not a pop. He doesn't have a ton of pop or anything, but he's a guy who can play multiple positions, and he's had some good ABs up there. And
252 average. He's got 1 home run, 12 RBIs, like you mentioned. OPS is 620. But yeah, I mean, he was a good player.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do. Our guy I just realized our guy Paul Moyer sent him in, a man of experience, Dave.
Yes.
He said, I agree. I would have let Solano go, but if we trade for someone else, my guess is Solano's next.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Charbonnet option to AAA. He still had options. Yeah, he had options. So did other players. So, yeah. With Solano, obviously, you're not going to option him. You'll DFA him.
Donnie Barrels is going to go somewhere else.
And just rake.
Of
course he will.
He's going to get up to his career average, and that's going to mean that he's going to have to do a lot. But
hey, you know what?
Surprised.
If that does happen, I'd be okay with that, because it wasn't like he didn't get opportunity, right? I remember, there have been different players that just, people were like, once Winker finally had success with the Mets, people were like, well, if he would have stayed in Seattle. I'm like, no, he got plenty of run in Seattle. It wasn't a fit. Some places it just doesn't work. He went to Milwaukee after that. Didn't work there either. They hate him there now. So, yeah, sometimes it's the environment. Sometimes it's the coaching staff, whatever it is. But I won't. If he goes somewhere else and he starts raking, it'll be frustrating because he didn't do it here. But I won't be mad at the Mariners because they didn't keep him. He's gotten enough time,
right?
In my opinion. So
I'm gonna just go ahead and say that there's zero chance that we're gonna get Charbonnet anytime soon. They're still out there practicing.
Yeah, they're still rolling out there right in front of us.
Well, we talked about this, the fact that they spend so much time on the field, and gosh, I was watching John Benton, the offensive line coach, and first of all, it's kind of interesting how they split them up, because Cross was over there working with a different group, and Lucas was over here, but they really do stop after almost every rep and say, hey, you got to get your hands here or whatever. But we were talking when this was happening, Bob, that they're lining up like a defensive lineman on the outside shoulder, and they're trying to hook him, which is difficult, meaning get around that side. So you really have to have some quickness and some great technique, and your feet have to be right and everything in order to get that done. But they're trying to get that done, and then every once in a while, whoever's playing the D tackle will scoop inside. So it's a lot about quickness, and these guys are huge. But when you look at their feet and their hands, just compared to like a normal human being, man, they are quick, and you have to be in this system, especially to get outside and try to hook a guy that's on your outside shoulder. But they're, like I said, I think almost every rep, it looked like either Benton or the assistant offensive line coach was stopping them and saying, no, this is what we want to do. So lots of very detailed work on the field, which is why they're not ending practice at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. So whenever they wrap things up, I'm assuming unless Charbonnet's going to be hanging out in front of the Jugs gun doing something, or some additional work will get him on the show. Just one other note on the Mariners. Lefko just sent this to me. The lineup is out for tonight, and Naylor is in the lineup playing first base. How about that? Goes Crawford, Rodriguez, Raleigh, Naylor. So hitting cleanup, Arozarena, Polanco, Canzone, Williamson, and Young. That rounds out your lineup today.
Well, if you look at ballparks, this isn't opponent, but he plays pretty well against the Angels. 16 games against the Angels. He's got 13 hits, a double, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. 228, not great, but OPS 711. But yeah.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see him tonight, and I wonder if it's an easier landing to be on the road as the new guy, right? So you don't feel maybe that pressure to impress in front of the home crowd. Yeah. This might be a good landing spot just to get things going. Not that he's a veteran. It's not like he's a young guy who's going to be overwhelmed, and he's already been traded before, so he knows what it is to leave one team and go to another. But yeah, I got to think that doesn't hurt that they're on the road.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, everybody's kind of in the same boat for a little while anyway. Angie was talking about them against the Angels just in general and how he's produced. And so in, 21 games started, 7 home runs, 17 RBIs, 259. So, yeah, he does well against the Angels. So let's hopefully get him there in time and get him fired up. It's going to be very cool to see him in a Mariner uniform.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And hopefully these injuries are going to start to take their toll on the Astros, and maybe the Mariners can close the gap a bit. I mean, it is remarkable that they have 18 players currently. That's not the accumulated total from the season. I'm guessing it would be much higher than that, but 18 currently on the injured list for the Astros, and they're sitting there with a 5-game lead.
The one player I really like is Pena.
Oh, he's a hell of a player.
I mean, I have to admit that I do like a Houston Astro, but yeah, that's a guy that they're missing right now.
You're a psycho.
Just incredible what they've been getting done.
Pena is the one that was responsible for them winning that 18-inning extravaganza in the playoffs. Yeah.
Nice player.
Still like him. All right.
Was he part of the garbage can?
No, he wasn't there for that. Alvarez wasn't there either, but
Yeah.
they're still wearing that uniform, so it makes it hard to wrap your arms around them, Dave, especially guys we used to love, like, Taylor Trammell and to a lesser extent Cooper Hummel.
Yeah.
That makes it rough. But yeah, hopefully that will start to bite them, man. That's a lot to overcome. And if they march through the regular season with that kind of carnage on taking place with their roster, and they take the division and make a run in the playoffs, I guess you got to give a lot of credit to that coaching staff and that manager there, and just, I don't know, that's a lot to overcome. That's a lot. So we'll see what they do at the trade deadline. Meanwhile, they are wrapping things up. You heard the horns in the background, so practice has come to an end, and we'll be catching up with Zach Charbonnet here. Did anything stand out to you today? The things I've been focusing on early, and it's just the first week here, but I've been watching the O-line and the tight ends.
Yeah.
Those have been the main focus so far for me. Anything different for you?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what I've been watching, especially offensive line. I'm just very curious to see if the coaching and the plays that they run are going to be, offensive line friendly. And, some of the drills I was watching, that's a tough assignment, man. Trying to hook a guy who's on your outside shoulder, so some of those things they're trying to get done. Look like it's going to be difficult, but man, it sure isn't for a lack of reps or it won't be, because they're out here working and going through reps really fast, and they're doing lots of correcting on the field. And yeah, so but it's a big mystery. But it'll just be so interesting, and I think offensive line is the one place to really concentrate on whether or not this is going to help these guys as far as the run game goes, the pass game. You've got a lot of moving pockets, which helps offensive linemen, and that. I think that's the thing, and to hear that they think they have the right guys in camp, maybe that's just something they're saying and putting out there, and they're going to go and acquire someone or make a trade or whatever. But right now they feel like they have the guys to get that done. But yeah, I mean, you look at the number of multi-tight end snaps once again for New Orleans last year, where Kubiak was. It was like more than twice as many as the Seahawks had. So it's going to be a different deal with the tight ends this year, and you got a fullback, a couple fullbacks on the roster now, and so yeah, it's going to be a different looking run game, and that's going to be something that they're going to commit to. And I'm going to say that if it's 3rd and 1, I just expect for them to pick that up. Last year, you could not expect that. Remember the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1? They could not move anybody
over the left side, and
they just didn't have the right, I guess, sequencing of play calling, because they had gained yards with, guys spread out, and then they bring everybody in, and they're not able to pick up a first down. So I think that's going to be really different. I think that fans are going to have a lot more confidence in a 3rd and 1 that, hey, we're going to pick that up.
One guy I was looking at out here, because we had heard, his body kind of changed, and, he's somebody that you and I both look at and go, boy, if he ever just got it going between the ears, he could be just a monster out there, and that's Anthony Bradford.
Yeah.
He doesn't really look that different to me, just physically. I mean, the shape of his body, like maybe he's a little bit leaner, I guess, but I guess it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was being portrayed.
Yeah,
is that fair?
Well, like I told you when we were looking at him, I'm like, well, they're all fat. Okay. I mean, nobody's like shredded or anything, but just the way that Bradford's moving, I think.
Yeah, he seemed to be moving.
Yeah, and then we're watching Lamea, kid who was a rookie last year, and coming off the field, and yeah, I mean, they're huge, but they look like they're in good shape for offensive linemen.
They're all fat. I'd say Abe Lucas, I wouldn't say he was necessarily fat. He was walking around here yesterday in nothing but shorts. He was barefoot, no shirt, just walking back and forth here, and he's not cut. Do you see old linemen who are cut? That doesn't seem to be
you
the body,
don't.
but he's
the only guy I ever saw that was worth anything as an offensive lineman that was like body beautiful cut was Brian Habib.
Okay.
Brian Habib, I was roommates with him and teammates with him in Denver, and then we got to be buddies and everything. And they used to call him the human hemorrhoid because he was always pissed off. And also, by the way,
that's a really unfortunate nickname, man. My God.
Brian Habib is still one of my better friends from when I played. He's a super nice guy, but man, once practice started and the season started, he was just in a bad mood constantly. But he
is that because he needed that edge to play, or what was that about?
He was just irritated. I don't know.
The human hemorrhoid.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was probably 295. I mean, he was very close to 300, and he was just cut. But I mean, you look at the old saying, which I think is kind of corny, is looks like Tarzan, plays like
yeah.
You know, but kind of. I mean, typically, especially if you're an offensive lineman, if you're cut. I mean, if I saw Abe Lucas with like a washbird, I'd be skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not so sure you're an offensive lineman at heart.
Feeling like he's focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's typically those are just big guys, man. And so it's, I don't care if they have abs or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I have abs. They're hidden.
they're in there somewhere.
They're buried.
Yeah, the lines seem to be moving well, and even Bradford seemed to be moving well. I was more interested in just sort of the commentary about how he changed physically, and I didn't really notice that in the way that it matched the description I was hearing. But he seemed to be moving well. I think he's got to understand what's on the line. I don't think he's any stranger to some of the commentary or comments that surround him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a big year for a lot of guys. We've talked about, contract years for different guys, whether it's Mafe, whether it's K9, whether it's Reek. Yeah. Bradford's a guy that I think understands this is, or at least I hope he understands, this is my shot. It's my shot. If I can just be consistent, it's not even about talent. It's not about ability. If I can just keep it together, that's my job.
Well, and and I've said this before that, and I mean, it's going to sound mean, but like the coaches don't say this. Like when they release players, I mean, and I've seen it. I saw it for 9 years. That like there's a lot of times if the coaches were speaking bluntly, they would just say he's too dumb. I mean, that's really why guys get cut every once in a while. I mean, you see these guys that are, they have these flashes of they can make plays, and they fit the bill in every category, but they're not. And I don't want to say smart just in general, but I mean, like they just can't get the playbook down.
Right. Well, practice has wrapped up. Zach Charbonnet still out on the field, but when we return, my expectation is he'll be sitting down with us, hopefully. So we'll continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It is Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Are you somebody out there that's dealing with pain? Maybe you've lived a really active lifestyle and suffered some injuries, and now you're talking about surgery or maybe even joint replacement. Before you do any of that, let me give you some advice here. I recommend you go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. It's something I did. And look, I was having a lot of issues with my hip after 14 years of jiu-jitsu. It had beaten the daylights out of my body, all kinds of different issues going on. And I went in there to see Dr. Mark Wagner at a consultation. He took a look at all the imaging and said, look, this isn't going to fix everything that's going on in there. You got a torn labrum, you got a frayed tendon, you've got some arthritis, all kinds of things. But it will go a long way into helping what you're dealing with in the way of pain. And he was right. I appreciated his candidness, his honesty, and I had that procedure done, 90-minute procedure, and it is a night and day. And that's what I had heard from so many patients raving about the results from that procedure, that stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner, who is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. So people that have severe osteoarthritis, even bone-on-bone, are getting back to doing what they enjoy doing and doing it without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, or maybe it's a knee, a shoulder, a wrist, elbow, ankle, whatever it is, before you choose surgery, do what I did. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Again, drmarkwagnermd.com.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Upgrade your view and comfort with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Buy one window or door, get the second at 50% off through July, and enjoy 12 months same as cash financing. For details, visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and we've been talking about this. Luxury awaits at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You can book now for an unforgettable summer experience because the hotel opens up August 8th. Bookings are open at snocasino.com starting on August 8th. The expanded non-gaming floor, the destination spa, the big new entertainment space and convention center, new restaurants as well. They're combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com for details. Seattle's closest, now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
The 2025 Seahawks season is almost here. Get fitted for game days with jerseys, caps, and tees, including the 2025 training camp collection. Visit the Seahawks Pro Shop at the Landing in Renton and Lumen Field or online at seahawks.com/pro shop.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. Not a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman here for Harley Exteriors. When you hear Harley Exteriors, I want you to think windows manufactured right here in Washington and specifically designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. These are the windows you want. They look absolutely stunning, much better than a traditional vinyl window, and they're going to lower your energy bills and provide year-round comfort. They also come with a double lifetime fully transferable warranty, meaning not only are you covered for glass breaking or damaged seals, it's going to help your resale and home value. These windows last up to 60 years. Harley Exteriors is making these windows affordable with options like 0 payments and 0 interest up to 12 months for qualified buyers. In July, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments, no interest for 12 months, and an additional $200 off your project. Think Harley Exteriors for windows, doors, and more right here in the Puget Sound. Call 833-HARLEY or just go to harleyexteriors.com.
Cool cars, cool people, good times. The Good Guys 37th Griot's Garage Pacific Northwest Nationals presented by Wicked Fabrications. July 25th through the 27th at the Washington State Fair Event Center. Over 2,500 classics. An earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Tire smoke and burnout competition. And don't miss Good Guys Friday night vintage drags at Pacific Raceways in Kent. All this weekend at the Washington State Fair Event Center in Puyallup. Details at good-guys.com.
The Davis Law Group Charity Golf Tournament heads to the Prospector Course in Suncadia on August 20th. Proceeds benefit Life Support I-90, funding life-saving training and equipment for the first responders on call every day, covering the thousands of travelers heading over the I-90 corridor east of Snoqualmie Pass through Cle Elum and the surrounding areas. Tee times and sponsor packages are limited, so sign up today at dlggolf.com. That's dlggolf.com, because the life you save could be your own.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. We're awaiting Zach Charbonnet, who they've walked through the crowd there. Hopefully he doesn't get caught up on all the autograph seekers, but it looks like they're bringing him through the backside here.
Yeah, I was kind of talking through. No, don't take him that way. Don't take him that way. Oh,
Dave was watching his route going, no, yeah. Not there.
He's walking slow.
Yeah. Super excited to come talk to us.
I know.
Yeah. So, yeah, they've wrapped practice up for the day, and they were looking good out there. Beautiful day for practice. Sun is peeking through now, and we get a chance to catch up with a guy who I'd imagine is excited about how things are going with this offense, because there's an intense focus on the running game. It seems like everybody we get a chance to talk to, and Zach Charbonnet sitting down with us now. How are you, man?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're excited. The training camp's underway, and I would imagine with this new offense that as a running back, you've got to be looking forward to what it's going to look like, because it seems like everybody that talks about it, the emphasis is on the running game.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Definitely got the right guys for it. Excited for the dudes up front, and just as a running back room, we're going to take full advantage of it. So, loving the new scheme so far.
Yeah, so it's still football, right? But what's the difference? Like, would you say, like, if there's one thing, like, what's the difference in the run game this year versus last year?
Yeah, I would just say trusting it more, and just using it, honestly. You can see we're already implementing it early on, so especially when the pass gets on, I know we're going to be using it a lot. And, I think it marries up great with the pass game, too.
Yeah, something they've got the outside zone. They're moving the pocket a lot. Is that more beneficial to you? Do you like that as opposed to what was going on before?
Yeah, I think it keeps the defense on their toes instead of just them already knowing kind of what the deal is. So I think that's going to be a big advantage for us.
Now, you're a really nice guy and everything, and, but on the field, like, you like to run people over. And, yeah.
He doesn't like to be a nice guy on the field.
You're the hammer. You're the hammer. I love that about your game, but is that something that you've always had? Because if a guy runs you over, I'm a former linebacker, I don't know if he runs me over now all of a sudden, and then you kind of change it up with putting a move on a guy. Once you have that, nobody wants to get run over in the NFL, right? So I feel like that's a big advantage for you and a great weapon. But is that something that you've always had in your game?
Yeah, I've always liked being physical ever since I was young, to be honest. So definitely nice on the outside, but, I like to get it going.
Did you ever want to be a defensive player where you could lay the hit on other people?
Yeah, I actually played safety in high school. I love playing safety because you can just come down and hit people, especially back in high school. Yeah. But that was definitely fun. Yeah, I would say I was good.
Was that more satisfying to hit as a safety than being a ball carrier and running over a cornerback?
I would say it's just a little bit different. I like running people over more, to be honest. But, as safety, when they're holding up people and you just come in late, yeah.
Yeah. But, it's a great weapon. It's a great weapon for your game. Did you pay any attention to because there was a couple of times on NFL Network where they had you with the angry run thing, and I don't know if they contacted you about that, but you were at least a candidate like 2 or 3 times last year. Did you pay any attention to that? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I think I won it I know I won it once my rookie year. I don't know about last year, to be honest. But, yeah, I don't pay too much attention unless they tell me.
Yeah. What'd you work on in the offseason? Are you somebody that will sort of review the season, say, all right, I need to gain weight, lose weight, I got to work on this move, that move, or anything that you had sort of a checklist to work on in the offseason?
Yeah, definitely just gaining more muscle, losing fat. I worked a lot of speed work, and then always just working my routes. So that's kind of just what I got back to, and yeah.
How long did you take off after the season before you start working out again?
I had a couple of travel plans, so I took about 2 weeks off.
Yeah, what'd you do? Do you like to get away from football the first few weeks or month or whatever, or what was your travel schedule? Would go anywhere special or?
Yeah, honestly, most of the time I'm just hanging out with the family. I don't like taking much time off, but I know in the long scheme I got to allow my body to rest and heal because that's the best for me. So, definitely when I'm doing that, I'm just doing a lot of laying around and stuff and just letting my body just fully relax. Yeah.
Has the way you approach your offseason changed now that you got some time under your belt at this level, like just in the way you train, give yourself rest? I mean, did you come in as a rookie saying, I got to be aggressive and work out every day, and now you've sort of altered how you work out, how you eat, perhaps? How much has that changed?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely changed my meal plan. I've had all my meals made for me in the offseason, so really strict diet.
No junk food, huh? No pizza or anything? No burgers?
Not much.
No weakness? You have a sweet tooth? Anything that's like, all right,
I do have a sweet tooth, but I substituted that for fruit, so that's been kind of keeping me at bay. Yeah.
You want chocolate, you'll eat an apple?
Yeah. Strawberries. Yeah.
Well, all the food here is so good, man.
Yeah.
Plus, it's good for you, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if I was you, I'd be here eating every meal.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you come in here and work out a lot, or did you work out with like a trainer or anything, or did you just use the...
I just worked out back at home, so I just got like a strict plan, that I did week to week. That's kind of what I do.
Where's home?
LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
LA area.
So you take a little bit of time off, hang out on the couch, and then you get back to it. Are you somebody that will go back and watch film of your games, or do you just move forward with, this is what I'm working out and this is my plan, I don't need to look at what just happened?
Yeah, definitely after the season, I definitely go back, watch all the plays, and just assess how I did and, areas I can improve on and stuff like that. So, that's something I always do every year, just to be able to look back and see where I can go from there. I don't just let it go.
Are you ever impressed with you? Or are you ever like, wow, that was a hell of a move I just put on that guy? Or that was, how did I do that?
Not really. I'm the type of guy where it's like, I can do this way better. So, I'm always pushing for that.
You're looking at the spots you missed, like, oh, there was a hole there. I should have hit that.
Yeah, even if it is a quote-unquote good play, I'm always looking for ways to even make it better. So
he's a tortured soul.
Yeah. Never satisfied.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
never.
that's how it is. I mean, and when you look back at your, I just don't ever remember looking back at my good plays. It was always the bad ones. And like, how can I fix that?
Exactly.
That's you, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, anybody out there stand out to you? I know it's only been 3 practices, but just another player. We were talking about A.J. Barner earlier. Anybody that, like, you saw kind of take a big jump from last year, from your teammates?
Yeah, I would say just offense side of the ball, just getting that mentality right. I think that's something we're working towards as a whole unit. So, I'm excited. We got new guys coming in. I'm excited for us all to gel and, get this thing cracking off. But like you said, AJ has done a great job. The rookie, what's his name?
Oh, Arroyo?
Yeah, Arroyo. He's making big plays already. So, I'm excited to see those two get to work.
That guy's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, and he runs like a 4
Yeah, he moves good, too. Yeah. No, it's awesome to watch.
Can he block?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're both willing. I know that for sure. All 3 of the tight ends.
See, and that's
all
it.
the tight ends. Yeah.
Right? You just got to be willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Cool.
How steep is the learning curve, do you think? I mean, everything that's new is on the offensive side, right? You got new receivers, new quarterback, new coaches, new scheme. And we're looking at that going, all right, I mean, maybe it takes a little while before you find your rhythm as an offense. How much of a learning curve do you feel like there is with everything that's new on that side?
Yeah, I think I've been through 3 OCs in 3 years, so I got a pretty good feel, how to adapt, how to be able to learn quick, fast. Just looking at the little details, as a running back group, all of us together, just trying to help each other find little things. So it definitely hasn't been too hard to learn. It's just the main thing is just taking advantage of the off season and stuff, and especially OTAs, like being able to study there because that sets you up for the season. So just a lot of time in that.
Is it terminology? Is that the harder part? Is the new terminology, learning that?
I wouldn't say too much. I mean, once you look at it enough times, it starts becoming easy. So, yeah.
You just kind of translate in your head, oh, that was last year's this or whatever.
Yeah. I kind of just clean slate last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So
yeah, that's probably the way
I'm
to
just
go.
coming with a new mindset, everything new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the coaching on the field, it seems like they take a lot of time. You guys are on the field for a long time. We're talking about the stat that last year, I think with McDonald, it was like 40 extra hours out on the field as opposed to the year before, by the end of camp. I mean, that's a lot of stuff out there. And I think with Pete, it was reps, and then look at it on film. But how much, do you notice the difference in coaching? Is that easier for you I would think for me, it would be like, okay, let's fix it right now. And it seems like there's a lot of that. Is that what you've noticed, or is it not that significantly different?
Yeah. You talking about from last year?
No, yeah.
Or just from the years prior?
10 years prior, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say we definitely spend more time on the field. But, I say Pete was reps too, but, this is the same thing. He wants to get in reps too, but intense reps, and, that's the most game-like scenario you can get. So, it's hard. It's definitely hard on your body, but, it's our job to recover, be able to rest, recover for the next day, and come back and attack. So I think that'll put us in the best position.
Well, Zach, we're all looking forward to the season, man. Everybody's excited about it, as I'm sure you are as well, and we can't wait to see you out there. And always good to talk to you. We appreciate you taking some time with us.
Yeah,
thanks, Zach.
There you go, Zach Charbonnet of your Seattle Seahawks, spending a few minutes with us. Yeah, keep running them over. Love that stuff. All right, coming up, there's one former Mariner who just threw out one of the wildest accusations in Major League Baseball history. It makes our WHYMAN. That is coming your way next with Wyman and Bob, live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center at Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say micro to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get in the game at Hoops on the Pier. Friends of Waterfront Park and Rise Above are hosting a 2-day youth basketball camp at Pier 62 for ages 6 to 16. It's free, it's fun, and it's right on the water. July 31st and August 1st. Plus, open courts during the afternoons. Open to all ages and abilities. Don't have a basketball? No worries. We have a ball for you. Live out your Hoops dreams on the waterfront. More info at waterfrontparkseattle.org. Brought to you by Friends of Waterfront Park.
G. Scott here to talk about Sunbucks, a SNAP program that provides free, healthy food when school is out. If you could use the help, simply fill out the form online to determine eligibility for $120 of free food per child. If families had cards last year, they have been replenished. If families need new cards, they can call the Sunbucks call center. This message is presented by Safeway, where customers can use SNAP to save on produce and shop online. Visit hungerfreewa.org/summer EBT.
Why, man? Why? Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Deal with it.
He's a habitual line stepper.
What were you thinking? What are you doing?
Why are you the way that you are?
It's the Why Man of the Week.
It is time for Why Man, which is presented by Mazda of Everett. Couple of good ones today. This one features he's affectionately referred to by El Hombre as False Face. Jerry Jones holds an annual press conference on the first day of Cowboys training camp, and he had an interesting reason as to why they have yet to sign Micah Parsons to an extension.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car, seriously. And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
What in the world is he talking about? A lot. You're right. A lot could happen. You could go out and get hit by a car. And
He stole my line.
I know.
He stole my line. You could get hit by a bus.
So does that prohibit?
I'm with Jerry on this one.
So that he's going to just sign everybody on the team to 1-year deals from now on, because they could go out. You sign them beyond that. That's too many opportunities. Go out there and get taken out by a motor vehicle.
That's exactly right. I am entirely on Jerry's side.
Of all the people to mess with on the roster, why would it be Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
Who showed up. I guess he's doing kind of a hold-in, so he's there. But he's arguably one of the premier defensive players in the entire league. And by all accounts, a good citizen, a great teammate, good locker room guy. Why would you be playing the games with him?
Yeah, he's also maybe the most versatile defensive player that I've seen maybe ever. I mean, I think a guy like that is a little bit different. I mean, I'm just mostly joking. I do subscribe to that get hit by a bus, somewhat. But, 13 sacks, 13 and a half, 14, 12, and that doesn't even tell the story. He's got 9 forced fumbles in his 4-year career and knocked down 9 passes. All of that doesn't even really explain what he does on the field, and he's a guy that, can line up inside and beat a center, or a guard. It's remarkable, and you could just put him anywhere. I can imagine defensive coordinators are probably just like looking at him on film going, oh man, we can do this, we can do that. He's a different player. So
he's definitely that extra meeting guy, and he's a star, and I don't know. It's a weird posture for Jones to take in this situation, implying, well, a lot could happen. You ever sign a guy and they don't pan out? I think you know what kind of player he is. It's football. He certainly can get hurt. That's the nature of the business, and he certainly could get hit by a car, I suppose. But should that prohibit you from signing somebody to an extension?
I think, look, I think he probably somebody who talks too much. He should just be quiet.
Yeah.
But it's his team, and he feels like he can do whatever he wants. But, I appreciate Jerry Jones just because we always get like a WHYMAN out of him or sweeping the dial or whatever. But
consistently making head-scratching comments.
Yeah, but, to your point, I think, there are certain players where you don't want to commit a whole bunch of money to, especially if they have a track history or whatever. But this is different. This is
a pillar of your franchise.
Generational talent, but he's pretty close, and he really worked out well. So, that's Jerry Jones for you.
How much time? You have his game logs up there? Has he missed a ton of time in the way of injury?
He missed 4 last year. 21 we play in 17 games.
Yes.
Yeah. So, he's missed 5 games in a 4-year career. So
so
solid numbers.
NFL standards, durable.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird position to take. But hey, look at that! Somebody with a Cody Barton jersey right in front of us.
Oh, how about
That's your favorite kid right there.
Yeah.
Dave loves this new little kid who's standing in front of us with a Cody Barton jersey on.
Cody's up too.
All right, entry number 2. This is former Mariner D. Strange Gordon, who claims on a podcast that Major League Baseball suspended him in 2016 for PEDs, not because he did PEDs, but because he refused to throw the batting title in 2015 with the Marlins and let Bryce Harper win the Triple Crown.
So, look, I got suspended in 16 for steroids. Look at me, King. It look like I took steroids?
Well, ain't no way.
Okay.
Right, I'm about to say, ain't 165.
Ain't no way. He said 165. Let me tell y'all, I ain't going to say no name or nothing, but let me just put it like this. 2015, they told my little black don't win that batting championship. And I said, y'all got me.
Damn, so you went out there and said, I'm going to go get this little championship, this trophy.
And they said, don't do it.
Was it like a money thing for them?
Nah, it was a guy. I ain't going to say his name. He would have won Triple Crown if I let him win the batting title. The last day of the season, I beat him for the batting title. I went 3 for 4 with a home run. I ain't saying I ain't.
King can say it. It'll be easy. If it's what I'm thinking of, then
he won MVP that year.
They didn't like that.
They called me a week before.
They didn't like that.
And I was like, man, I'm from Avon Park, bro.
You hear me? He said, I'm from Avon Park.
We played this earlier in the week, and it's still just as ridiculous the second time. And somebody sent in a text like, oh, it's ignorant to think that this didn't happen. I'm like, really? You think Major League Baseball is going to risk the integrity of the entire sport by rigging their postseason awards and threatening a player who is in position to win the batting title and telling them, don't you win it because we want this guy to win it, when there's really no huge financial gain for them in that situation? What would the motivation be for Major League Baseball to do that? And then somehow he tests dirty, that they rigged the tests that he tested dirty.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Is this the same D. Gordon that was here?
Yeah.
And the reason why I ask that is because I know it is, but he's a different person. I don't remember him being that crazy.
No.
Yeah, I mean, what's happened to him?
I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But the idea that a sport is going to put their entire, the trust and the integrity of the sport on the line so that one player can shine, you're out of your mind. You're talking about a multi-billion-dollar venture here.
Yeah.
They're not going to risk it because, hey, we love Bryce Harper and we don't want you to win. We want him to be the Triple Crown winner. Stop. So And he's implying because he didn't that they rigged his test.
Mm-hmm.
When he's saying, look at me, do I look like I did steroids? I mean, come on, man. So, yeah, I don't know what the motivation for those comments. But
did he start, wasn't he a part of a fight in the locker room?
Yeah, with Gene Segura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Segura was kind of known to dog it a little bit, I think.
I can't remember what that was about.
Yeah.
But he basically told the reporters, like, peeked his head out the door, like, give us a few.
Yeah.
And shut the door, and people heard. I wasn't there that day, but I heard that the reporters outside the doors could hear.
Oh, it just seems
some yelling and clanging going on.
Surprisingly less sane than when we had him.
Yeah.
And I remember having him out at the show out at Edgar's one time, and I remember how he was telling us about how his foot was on fire the entire year and this and that, and he was just a very, I don't know, what happened, D?
Don't know. All right, coming up, our guy Jon Morosi is going to join us live from Cooperstown. He's got all of the latest on the Hall of Fame induction weekend. Talking about Ichiro. I'm sure he'll have some thoughts on the trade deadline, the move the Mariners just made with Josh Naylor. All of that coming your way next with Jon Morosi. We are live at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center with Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mariners go big.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
The Mariners trade for one of the biggest names available.
Welcome to Seattle, Josh Naylor.
Naylor swings and crushes one. Way back and out of here.
I love the deal. He's got a 360 on base right now.
He can do everything. He's just a hitter.
What else do the Mariners have up their sleeve? The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports has you covered.
Obviously still need relief pitching.
On 710 and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
So why don't you speed?
I've had one too many close calls on the road, and then I learned the facts.
It's dangerous to drive too fast.
It's true. 1 in 3 fatal crashes involve speeding.
Most people try to be safe, but speeding is dangerous.
You know, the faster you go, the longer it takes to stop.
The faster you drive, the harder you'd hit someone. Slower speeds save lives.
Please drive the speed limit so everyone is safe. Learn more at togetherwegetthere.com.
Bump letting you know the Employee Pricing Plus event is on at West Hills Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Get the 2025 Ram 2500 for $9,000 off MSRP. Subject to credit approval. Offer ends July 31st. West Hills Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, part of the Hazelwood Auto Group.
The biggest scuba sale in America ends tomorrow night at Underwater Sports in North Seattle. Incredible savings once each year for just one weekend. Don't miss the biggest scuba sale in America. Underwater Sports, 107th and Aurora Avenue North.
The Davis Law Group Charity Golf Tournament heads to the Prospector Course in Suncadia on August 20th. Proceeds benefit Life Support I-90, funding life-saving training and equipment for the first responders on call every day, covering the thousands of travelers heading over the I-90 corridor east of Snoqualmie Pass through Cle Elum and the surrounding areas. Tee times and sponsor packages are limited, so sign up today at dlggolf.com. That's dlggolf.com, because the life you save could be your own.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Every
great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners get back to business tonight. Game 2 of their series against the Los Angeles Angels. They'll have a new face in that lineup. Josh Naylor hitting cleanup after the acquisition yesterday with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Miles Mastrobuoni has been sent down to AAA Tacoma in the corresponding move to make room for Naylor on the roster. 5:30 pregame, 6:40 first pitch. Brian Wu on the hill in game 2 of that series. One game going on right now. Diamondbacks and Pirates scoreless. They're in the bottom of the second in Pittsburgh. One final in the books. The Marlins took out the Brewers today, 5-1, the final in that one. Meanwhile, hundreds of Aramark workers at Fenway Park are on strike and planning to stay out for all of the homestand between the Red Sox and the Dodgers that starts tonight. Concession workers had set a deadline of noon today for Aramark and Fenway Park to reach an agreement with the local 26 chapter of the Massachusetts and Rhode Island Hotel, Casino, Airport, and Food Service Workers Union. The union went on strike at noon asking for, quote, living wages, guardrails on technology, and respect.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
I've never heard a person walk out of the stadium and say, wow, I wish that game would have included more weighting.
He is an endless source of baseball and hockey knowledge.
José Berríos, el lanzador de Puerto Rico, el Clásico Mundial de Béisbol.
Jon Morosi, every week with Wyman and Bob.
You're being serious with me right now?
He's here, everybody. We look forward to the conversation each and every week. He joins us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline, and he's joining us from Cooperstown, New York, side of the Hall of Fame induction, which will feature the one and only Ichiro Suzuki. We're talking about our guy, Jon Morosi, with us. How are you, my friend?
Bob and Dave, I am outstanding, my friends. I tried to connect via the video conference like we usually do, but basically when I did that, it sounded like you guys were in the middle of a big-time party, which I believe is correct. But it made the connection a little difficult because it's party at Bob's right now. It is party at Bob's.
Yeah, that's not my music playing in the background. That's the Seahawks weight room behind it. We're parked right in front of their workout room, and they got the music cranking. So
I love it. That is classic football workout right there. You got to have some serious metal music there to work out to. I love it, understand it, and I believe that will translate into a great year for the Seahawks this fall.
Well, I hope it does. It's certainly not metal. It's like Lil somebody or T somebody. I don't know what's going on back there. But let's
Things
talk
that
about.
Apparently, are not on your playlist, Bob.
It is not on my playlist. It sounds like the same song on repeat, to be honest. But hey, let's talk about the move the Mariners made. For all of those and that love to be critical of Jerry, of which I certainly am in that group. They went out and made what I think is a spectacular deal. Did not give up a top 10 prospect in their system, gave up numbers 13 and 16 in their system, and they get a guy who's in his prime at 28 years old. Josh Naylor comes in, and we have yet to have anybody that's texted in, which you know is hard to do, John, with disagreement. There's always somebody that doesn't like it. I haven't heard it or read anybody that doesn't like this move. What do you think of it?
Big-time bat, and Naylor was a major reason why the Guardians got to the ALCS a year ago. I've always liked Josh Naylor. I think he is not afraid of a big moment. He has played a lot of high-level baseball on some very competitive teams throughout his already, I think now, you're getting him in his peak. This is like mid-career, peak Josh Naylor. I still think he has a big second half to come. He's a little behind last year's home run pace, but he's a better overall hitter than he was a year ago. I think his overall knowledge of the strike zone, he chases a little bit less this season, so I think all those indicators are really good. The Diamondbacks did well. I think Garcia is a good prospect as a reliever, not a starter. And then Ashton Izzy, I spoke with a scout last night who liked what he had seen from Izzy. But these are the kind of prospects that you end up having to give up to make your team better at the deadline. And I really think that if I'm a Mariner fan right now, I'm feeling good. This team has come out and played good baseball to start the second half. And there's something to be said for making a move early. And then you get a chance to see. Maybe this is the big deal that they're going to make, and they don't really have to make one more big one for the offense. But also, if you make this move now, you got several days to go before the deadline, you get the chance to see how your club responds. But I think Josh Naylor walks in the door, people respect him, and they know he's played in big games before. I think he's a really good addition, clubhouse, and also performance as well for the Seattle Mariners.
Well, JP, he seems like such a consistent hitter if you look at like his numbers, and then I don't know, it wasn't painful at all, as far as what you had to give up. I'm basically just speaking for the fans because we've been talking about, Harry Ford or Sellison or somebody like that they'd have to give up. But where does this rank in your mind as far as good trades for just a team in general?
Very good. And I think when you have a good farm system, which the Mariners do, it allows you to take from the middle part of your depth and upgrade your club. They didn't, to your point, they didn't have to give up Harry Ford. This was not giving up an Emerson or a Young, obviously. So they did very well here. It's not, to me, first of all, the ratings that you see this time of year are not the gospel, okay? They go up and down. Sometimes there are guys that are not rated very highly who end up having great careers, and the inverse is also true. But when you have a good farm system and draft well, this is your reward. You have enough depth to make a move, and still to the point that I think Daniel Kramer made this point as soon as the trade happened, look, this does not in any way preclude them from getting Eugenio Suarez. And he's right. We saw Ryan McMahon go off the board today to the Yankees. But to me, the Mariners still have plenty left in the tank to make at least one more high-end move. And I'm of the mind I would still like to see them add a starting pitcher, or at least someone that could be a bridge, maybe a Dustin May with the Los Angeles Dodgers as a possibility. I would maybe turn my attention to a little bit of the pitching side of things, perhaps shore up the bullpen, make the bridge a little better in that 6th, 7th inning range. And again, you don't have to go out there and get Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians. You just maybe have to add in one more leverage guy to help you manage the late innings. And this team is getting closer. The Astros right now have some fairly serious injury issues to where I think they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. And there's an opening for the Mariners. The Tigers are playing worse right now. I think the American League in general is getting a little bit tighter And I'm a believer that we have not seen the best sustained baseball yet from this Mariners group, especially if they go out there and add an arm and really fortify that part of their club.
You know, we talked obviously last year about the rotation and really taking advantage of that window with this, great 1 through 5 that they've got, and that certainly has been altered this year with all of the injuries. But, we were talking about the window, and it feels like it's a different window this year, JP, with just the league. There's not that one team that everybody's looking at going, how do you beat them? There's good teams, they're very good teams, but the American League is down, the AL West is down. It just feels like this is a different window that they need to take advantage of. And to me, that move is the first step in doing that. And I'm anxious to see what they do to follow it up, because I certainly don't believe it's going to be their only move. But what do you think about that? Should there be a little more urgency just based on the fact that it feels like it's there to be had this year based on how it's a bit down in the American League specifically?
I agree. And look, listen, I think when you look at the big picture of the last 4 to 5 years, let's say, around the time the Mariners started to get good again, 22 into 23 in the last several years. This is certainly the most wide open that the American League has been during that time, because earlier you had to deal with the Astros still at the peak of their powers. Then last year, the Yankees would have been a really tough team, I think, for anybody in the American League to beat a year ago, and that was certainly borne out to be the case. The Guardians won only 1 game against them in the ALCS. The Royals won 1 game against them in the DS. So the Yankees were the best team last year. But those Yankees don't exist anymore. It is a much more wide-open American League. And so as much as Mariner fans, I think, correctly say, listen, we probably should have been a little more aggressive when we had a better and healthier rotation, which I think is probably the case. But you can make up for it a little bit by saying, hey, we didn't go for it then, but we are going to go for it now when our rotation is maybe not dominant, but it is good enough. And you've got a dominant closer, very good in Munoz. And then I think you also look at the lineup and say, if J-Rod bounces back and we're seeing some better signs from him the last couple of weeks, and a Rosarena, and you got a historic year from Cal Raleigh, and then you add Naylor to that mix, again, you add one more bat, and you've got yourself a pretty good-looking team. I really believe that this team, we have not seen the best of it because of basically 2 reasons. The pitching has been more injured than it's been in the past, and Rodriguez had a pretty down first half. But those things I think they're starting to correct themselves. I really believe that. And you look, too, I've been impressed. I know we've talked a bit about this before. Before the All-Star break, they have that absolute gut punch loss to the Yankees when Wu had the no-hitter going. And then you look at how they responded. They played the Tigers. They've gotten off to, I think, a solid start in the second half. Just playing good baseball. That if they end up making the playoffs, the way in which they responded to that loss, coming back, facing Skubal, beating Skubal, I think that's going to be the defining moment of their season. And I'm really optimistic at the way they're playing right now.
Hey, JP, you still see the Mariners going after starting pitching? I remember you talked about that a while ago, or is it, do you think this was their big move and they may not do that?
Well, I think it was a big move, but it's not necessarily the big move and the one that's going to be maybe the last big one. I think they have to build in some support, realizing what kind of workload Brian Wu had in the first half. I think it's been encouraging. Castillo has been better of late. Gilbert has been excellent the last couple times out, obviously. Logan Evans, the great Michigander, has really made himself into a very, very valuable member of the rotation. I think Kirby is kind of the big question for me. And you look at this group, I would not bump Evans from the rotation right now. Now, I would bring in someone, again, I referenced a Dustin May with the Dodgers, the Dustin May, Ryan Yarborough type, someone that can open a game for you, come in the middle of a game. That type of a swingman, I think, has a lot of value right now in the game. And it's hard to find optionable pitching because no one wants to give it up, or pitching that can go either in the rotation or the bullpen. But that's the kind of guy I think that the Mariners would look to have and should look to have. That middle part of the game, maybe someone that's been a maybe he hasn't quite hit his potential as a starter elsewhere. You could take a chance on him, maybe retool a little bit. That's what I would be looking for. I'm not saying they should go out there and get Sandy Alcantara. That's not what I think they need. But maybe a little bit more insurance for the back end of that rotation. And again, May's name has been out there a little bit with the Dodgers. They have a lot of things going on right now in L.A. I think they're trying to maybe add a little bit more pitching of their own, but potentially move out May and bring in someone who's maybe more of a frontline guy. There's a lot to watch there, and I think what I just said about the Dodgers is very emblematic of what the market is overall, which is you're seeing some teams both buy and sell. Listen, it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden the Padres moved Dylan Cease, but then tried to trade for Stephen Kwan. We're seeing teams do both right now, and the Mariners honestly might be another team that could try to do that, where perhaps they would move a younger major leaguer off their club to bring in a more veteran one. And while I don't think that trading Williamson for Suarez is necessarily on the agenda, being creative with that type of an idea and concept, I think, should be something that they're thinking about.
Who was that pitcher you just mentioned? Sandy
Alcantara.
He just wants to hear you roll your R's again. Nobody rolls their R's like Jon Morosi.
JP, I love your dedication to that, man. I saw you the other day. I took a video and sent it to the guys because you said Alcantara like 3 times in a row, and you're like dedicated to it, man. I love it. And you're right, man. And Bob's jealous.
We got to get it right. There's an accent on that A. The first one, it's emphasis on that second syllable. It's true.
Bob can't roll his R's.
I can't roll my R's. Yeah. So
after all the times, Bob, the Barrios mention has been in the open for me for every week of our lives since the last World Baseball Classic. And guess what? The next WBC is in March. So you've had an entire interval between classics to practice rolling your R. I listened to what I was saying there. I think eventually you'll get there. It just requires a lot of dedication. I believe in you. I believe in you.
I love it.
I just haven't put in the time I need to. That's an effort thing, really. By the way, quickly, I got 2 more. I know you got limited time there, John, but you mentioned Kwan, and I've seen that he's a potential be traded. Why would I'm not dialed into Cleveland's farm system, so maybe there's an obvious answer to this, but why would they think to trade him? Because he's a hell of a player, man. I'd love to have that guy on the Mariners. I don't know if he, fixes any issues they've got currently going on with the lineup, but, man, he's a hell of a player. Why would they be looking to move him?
Hell of a player, makes a ton of contact. I'm a big Stephen Kwan fan. They're not looking to move him, nor are they looking to move Clase. I think that Clase is a little more available right now than Kwan. Clase is, as a late-inning reliever, obviously a closer, his value seems to be peaking right now, whereas with Kwan, it's more a case of they don't seem to be optimistic about being able to sign him. And so if you can't sign him, you might believe that at some point in the next couple of years that you're going to probably test the waters and see if you can move him. I don't think it's likely that they trade him right now, but if you want to overwhelm them, they may listen. And maybe a team like the Dodgers, who have really struggled of late, I don't think the Tigers would do it. They're really not playing very good baseball in the last couple of weeks. But I think that there's a handful of teams out there for whom Kwan makes a lot of sense. The Padres have been looking for a left fielder since Brian Giles left, basically. I mean, they've got some issues trying to find who's going to play there. So I do think Kwan would fit the Padres exceptionally well, but the Guardians are not motivated to move him, nor are they shopping. But are they listening? Yes, because the Guardians always listen.
All right, last one before we let you go. You're out there in Cooperstown, obviously, for the Hall of Fame ceremonies, and Ichiro will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Hopefully you'll be able to find out who the Jamokes were that didn't vote for him. But beyond that, just a quick thought on Ichiro and his place in the game of Major League Baseball. He's still somebody we've told you every time we're out at the park, we see him out there. He's pitching in the outfield. He's shagging fly balls. I mean, it's just I love it. I love how much he loves this game. He's in his 50s and he's out there looking like he's 30. It's amazing. But just give us your quick thought from you on just his impact on the game and the type of player he was.
He is a marvel, and to everybody who's driving right now on I-90, don't do this now. Do this when you get home. But when you get home, go to the Instagram page of the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Mariners because they've got a video they posted today of Ichiro playing catch with Billy Wagner's kids. Okay, Billy Wagner is also going in the Hall of Fame on Sunday, but because Ichiro wants to make sure he gets a good catch in, he brought his gear and his glove, and he went out. They went out in the ball field. I mean, this will not surprise anybody in Seattle, but they went out to a little ball field in Cooperstown and just started playing catch. And there's a big video of Ichiro throwing with Billy's kids. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, that tells you your story about what he does every day. I know, too, what this means to Ichiro as the first ever Japanese-born player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame here in Cooperstown. I think this speech on Sunday is going to be an absolute all-timer, can't miss, one of the best you've ever heard. I think it's going to be funny. It's going to be poignant. I think much like it was when he did the speech when he went into the Mariners Hall of Fame at T-Mobile. He told that great story about Lou Piniella giving him a kiss after their first win on the cheek. And Junior, he was saying, I'm afraid Junior put glue on my chair. I mean, all this stuff back and forth. It's so cool. And I saw Junior today. I had a brief conversation with him. I know how happy Ken is that Ichiro's going in. I mean, the relationship, obviously, they have is really special with Ichiro looking up to Junior for forever. So it's a really special weekend. And the last thing I'll say is, whether you're coming this weekend or you're going to be able to come through the Northeast at some point, make sure you stop by Cooperstown. There's a beautiful new exhibit dedicated. Really, Ichiro's the inspiration for it. It's called Yakyu Baseball, a Trans-Pacific partnership. Yakyu, of course, is what baseball is in Japanese. So Y-A-K-U, Yakyu. And it's dedicated to the cultural exchange between the U.S. and Japan. And really, Ichiro is the personification of that cultural exchange. So just a beautiful, beautiful occasion, and I'm thrilled to be here to witness it.
Well, we'll be watching your coverage. We'll be watching the speech, and it's going to be a lot of fun out there. Hey, John, I know you're in your element. You're eating this all up, so happy for you to be out there, and look forward to hearing your stories, your takeaway from the event next week when we talk to you. Have a great time out there, man.
Oh, can't wait. I've already seen some 51 jerseys walking down the streets here in beautiful Cooperstown, down Chestnut Avenue. Tell you what, this is a beautiful slice of Americana here, and Ichiro is just he is the man of the hour, and I'm thrilled for him.
By the way, is it scorching hot out there? I feel like every time I watch the induction ceremonies, everybody's in suits, but they're all just dripping sweat, and everybody's fanning themselves with papers. It always looks like it's really hot.
Yeah, that's actually part of the experience. You feel like you're like Bear Bryant wearing a houndstooth hat on the sideline in the middle of like 99-degree heat, but it's warm. I'll be honest. The big question for Sunday is going to be the weather. There's some potential rain, which is never a good thing. So we're gonna. So if anybody out there's got a direct line to Mother Nature, just send that beautiful. If you could just send that beautiful Seattle weather across the country to us, and we'll trade you for like one day. I would really love that if you can make that work.
Well, Mother Nature will do it. She's a fan of Jon Morosi, so
we love you, JP.
I appreciate that.
Have fun out there, man.
Thank you, guys.
We're happy for you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Really love the conversation. Thank you so much.
Talk to you next week, man. There he is, the one, the only Jon Morosi, who's absolutely in his element.
You're right. I couldn't be happier for someone else.
Yeah.
Than him in that environment. Like he just loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it. And I saw him on MLB Network the other day, and he was talking about how Ichiro really has a really hilarious sense of humor.
Yeah.
And he speaks more English than we've heard. And I'm really looking forward to his induction speech.
Yeah, I think it will be good. I think it'll be funny, and he does have a good sense of humor. And I think it seems that, and people around that spent more time around him know better than I would, but it just seems that it wasn't so much that, he doesn't speak English. He just wanted to make sure that his responses were coming out exactly as intended, right?
Well,
he didn't want it to get screwed up in translation.
Very nuanced language.
Yeah.
English. And it's the most difficult to learn, according to most. So, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with him on that. And you would want that. I mean, you don't want to sound stupid or something or say something wrong and everything. So totally understand that.
Because we used to see him sitting there chatting up the first baseman. He'd be on first base, chatting him up, going, well, hey, he's talking to that guy, and he seems to understand him. And I don't think he's as concerned with the message there versus the message to the to the Mariner faithful. But, yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that ceremony, and obviously he deserves it, to say the very least. What a cool story to hear. He's out there. He brought his gear. He's out there throwing with Billy Wagner's kids. Of course, because of course he is.
Yeah.
That's who he is, man. That's just
the other thing is just not only just seeing him out there, but how serious he takes it. And we see him warming up out there before games.
Yeah, and we saw him on TV the other day. I was pointing to the TV when we were there, and he's pitching. Yeah. And he's throwing fastballs. I mean, the guy's in his 50s, and he's still humming it up there, man. It's fun to watch. Meanwhile, the Seahawks preseason home opener is August 7th, and we want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the Seahawks take on the Raiders. And Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and Jamal Adams, all those players you know, do that in person. All you need to do to make it happen is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through July 28th, which is Monday. So get those entries in totally free. Meanwhile, one Mariner was conflicted about the Josh Naylor trade. We're going to hear about that when we sweep the dial. That is coming up with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, yeah, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep, that's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
The biggest scuba sale in America ends tomorrow night at Underwater Sports in North Seattle. Incredible savings once each year for just one weekend. Don't miss the biggest scuba sale in America. Underwater Sports, 107th and Aurora Avenue North.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Man, it has turned into a beautiful day. It was overcast. I think did it rain earlier this morning? I wasn't awake, Dave, but I did see moisture on the ground.
I didn't catch any rain, but yeah.
Saw it on the ground when I took Frank out, but yeah, anyway, it's another gorgeous day out here. And we'll have Sweeping the Dial coming up in the following segment. A reminder, our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. So just taking a look at some of what we saw out here, taking a look at some of the draft picks. Are there certain rookies outside of Gray Zabel and Emanwar I'd put in there too? I feel like he's almost a first-round pick. But outside of those two, those are the obvious ones. Anybody you're looking at going, I think this kid could have an impact?
Yeah, Elijah Arroyo, and maybe that's chalk, but I mean, it's amazing his body type, and then when John was like, hey, we can use him as an X, I was like, oh, okay. And I guess I didn't really take it like seriously. I'm like, wait, you're talking about a guy that's 6'4", 6'5", 252 pounds.
Yeah. And
he's going to run, receiver routes. You can totally see it. I mean, it's uncanny, man, looking at that guy. So that's a really interesting one, I think. And then, the offensive line, I mean, they got a couple 3 offensive linemen, and they, I think it's once they get pads on, I think then that'll be a little bit more revealing. But, they did draft a good number of linemen. So, that some of these young guys, look kind of interesting. Mason Richmond, is it? Yeah, Richmond, the kid out of Iowa, who I thought was kind of interesting. And then, And then Bryce Cabledew is the other guy, the rookie out of Kansas, and he's listed at guard right now, but I think he can play both. But, for those guys, and Gray Zabel, of course, and Jalen Sindell, I'm just watching some of the drills that they're running. They've been the most fascinating to me, but not until you put the pads on can you tell.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason I'm asking is because Daniel Jeremiah was talking about a draft pick of theirs from the 5th round, Tory Horton, wide receiver out of Colorado State. And he was back on April 30th. He was asked which day 3 draft pick will have a long NFL career.
Horton, 100%. Yeah, he was my 73rd player. So to me, it was all just off of the injuries and going through that process. The 23 tape makes him a top 50 pick every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So, it's really just that simple. But the guy can do everything. He can play inside, he can play outside. He's smooth, fluid. He can separate. You can see he ran 4.41. He's got just kind of beautiful flowing change of direction. He can go up and get it. He's got a big catch radius. So, honestly, the way my notes read better than 73, and that would have been a bargain if they got him there. So it's really just that simple. That's just the medical staff coming into the draft room and saying you can't take this player at this point in time.
Interesting.
Yeah, listed at 6'2", 196. And then one more quickly. Sam Darnold was asked about him yesterday after practice and just given his first impressions of Tory Horton.
Really fast, quick receiver, shifty in and out of routes, and he's really picking it up just like Elijah. So, I think, again, I can't harp on it enough, but that's the biggest thing as a rookie is just to understand the system, understand the offense, and kind of what we're doing. And once you understand that, you're able to play really fast. And I feel like he's doing a really good job of that so far.
See a diamond in the rough, maybe somebody we should be focusing on more and getting more conversation.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just receiver isn't really, you kind of feel like it's taken care of because you got MVS and Cooper Kupp, but you got JSN as well. And so I think with all the tight ends and how many tight end sets they run, that the wide receivers have been kind of pushed off to the side a little bit, but maybe as the season goes on. The one thing about Horton, I did see he mentioned, Daniel Jeremiah mentioned the shiftiness. And I don't know how exactly you define that, but to me it's like when you leave the DB's jock strap on the ground, right? Like he just gets totally fooled, and I saw that from Horton just one time. But yeah, and it was like, it's not like his speed or anything like that. It's just the way he sells a move, and the corner bites on it, and it just takes one step to get away with that. And then if you're on top of that, like you sell that to him, he's going to have to take that step, and you're already out of your break, and that's what I saw from Horton. So yeah, we haven't talked to him about him that much just because later round anyway. And receivers, I was thinking maybe they carry one less receiver this year just because of the prominence of the tight ends, because they have so many. But we'll see how that comes out. But I think it's going to be interesting to watch him and Bobo, and I just think there's a couple of guys that might not have a job because of the preponderance of tight ends and the need for it.
Who do you think their home run threat is? Lefko asked a question on the sheet. Can he become the home run threat this offense may be missing without DK Metcalf? Is he a candidate? Cooper Kupp's not really that guy. He obviously can be extremely productive, but just that threat that DK Metcalf was.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe MVS, just because we've seen. I think there was 1 or 2 years where he led the league as far as yards per catch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not sure who that guy is, but yeah, it could be Horton. Just because of his speed and everything, but he's also a rookie, so you don't want to count on that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see sort of who emerges. JSN, he's. I remember when he was playing in the slot, and they were like, "Hey, he's the number one. He can play on the outside," and a lot of people thought he was just an X receiver, and I don't know. I think he's both. So that might be your deep threat right there. JSN.
Yeah. I'm excited. As much as the entire offense is a question mark, just because of everything that's changed and the players, the scheme, the coach, everything. I'm excited to see what they can become and see what it looks like with Cooper Kupp matched up alongside, JSN out there and MVS and what they do. I don't look on paper. Just if we're just talking wide receivers, I feel like it was a better group last year. I think I'm looking at DK, Tyler, JSN versus JSN, Cooper Kupp, MVS. Just on paper, I feel it. And they're telling me which one I would pick. I would take DK and Tyler along with JSN. But maybe this year will prove to be a better fit. It's a different offense certainly, and we'll see how it goes. But maybe there's more rhythm to it. Maybe there's more certainty to it. You got a new quarterback, obviously, which is massive. So we'll see. But I'm really excited to see how the whole thing works out on that side of the ball.
I think it would be really interesting. I always wish I could hear everything that the coaches are saying to the players out here, especially the O-line. But I'm just curious how those conversations go between John Schneider and Clint Kubiak. Can we win with this guy? Is this guy going to fit into your system? Fine. And how's that work? And just which guys can we go get and go get them? And and I'm assuming that was exactly what happened, and that's how they came up with Cooper Kupp and MVS.
Yeah. All right, coming up, there is one Mariner who was a bit conflicted about the Josh Naylor trade. You're going to hear that when we sweep the dial. That is coming your way next with Wyman and Bob live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center at Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep, it's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here for Harley Exteriors. And when you hear Harley Exteriors, think windows manufactured right here in Washington, specifically designed for our Pacific Northwest climate. And Olympic Series windows, they're offered exclusively by Harley Exteriors. And this is the window you want. It looks absolutely stunning, much better than a traditional vinyl window. And these windows last up to 60 years. And they're going to lower your energy bills and provide year-round comfort. Also, they come with a double lifetime fully transferable warranty, meaning not only are you covered for glass breaking or damaged seals, it's going to help your home's resale value. Very affordable with options like 0 payments and 0 interest up to 12 months for qualified buyers. And in July, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation. And that just runs through the end of July, so you better hurry up. There's no payments, no interest for 12 months, and an additional $200 off your project. Think Harley Exteriors for windows, doors, and more right here in the Puget Sound. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
The Davis Law Group Charity Golf Tournament heads to the Prospector Course in Suncadia on August 20th. Proceeds benefit Life Support I-90, funding life-saving training and equipment for the first responders on call every day, covering the thousands of travelers heading over the I-90 corridor east of Snoqualmie Pass through Cle Elum and the surrounding areas. Tee times and sponsor packages are limited, so sign up today at dlggolf.com. That's dlggolf.com, because the life you save could be your own.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Seattle Sports is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks host the Raiders August 7th. Just open the Seattle Sports app, tap the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter. You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances. Enter daily from July 23rd through 28th. Full details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. Only from the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan from Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. We've been fortunate to work with over 4,000 local people and help them hit some pretty amazing weight loss goals. I'm joined by 2 of them right now, Mike Salk and Ryan Rowland-Smith. Ryan, every time I see you on TV, I'm even more proud of all you've accomplished on the plan.
I'm so happy. For years, I've been trying to find a consistent plan that delivered results with my busy family and work schedule. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic not only delivered, but it was an absolute breeze. It was so enjoyable because the plan wasn't hard. I was able to eat delicious food, and I literally lost weight every single day.
Eastside Weight Loss Clinic works so well for me. I'm happy to hear more people are using it to lose weight and prioritize their health as well. It's an awesome plan. Schedule a free 50-minute consultation today. Go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
No surgery, no exercise, no packaged meals, no drugs or injections. Just delicious food and a plan that works. Schedule a free 15-minute consultation today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. High five, everybody. High five.
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25. New customers only. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
You guys just talked about the rookies, and there seems to be a lot of excitement from outside perspectives, from all of us around here, about Elijah Arroyo's potential, especially with what we think we could see out of the tight ends. And Sam Darnold yesterday weighed in on what he has seen from Elijah Arroyo so far.
You know, I think Elijah has a lot of great traits, and I think, just learning the system, understanding what we're doing every single play, understanding concepts, you can already tell he's studied a ton in the summer, and he's come in here, he's really knowing his stuff right now. We'll see as we continue to go throughout installs throughout the week, but he's doing a great job so far, and yeah, he's a big target and easy to find on the field.
And he's the reason they felt comfortable parting ways with Noah Fant.
Well, and that was the comp for him when he was drafted. And I can't remember the NFL Network or whatever, but there were a few people that were comparing him to Fant.
Yeah.
So, but you go back and look at his college career. I mean, it wasn't like super glorious, other than his senior year. So last year at Miami, 35 catches, 600 yards, 17-yard average, 7 touchdowns. And I asked somebody, I go, well, I saw some of the film where the blocking may be a little bit rough, and he's like, they don't care. They don't care. No, I mean, look, willingness, and that's what we talked to Charbonnet about. As long as somebody is willing to block, you know, I'm sorry, it's not that hard.
It's like rebounding in basketball, right? It's about want to.
Yeah, it's about want to, no question. Yeah, and you can even see like a shorter player that, if you box out and get in the right position and everything and always are anticipating, you're going to be good no matter what. I just think, look, a lot of times a block is just getting in someone's way.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do that, Bob. I get in people's way all the time.
You could be a human speed bump.
Sweeping the dial.
Well, speaking of tight ends, the Seahawks wide receivers and tight end group went out to L.A. this offseason to train with Sam Darnold. And A.J. Barner was asked yesterday what kind of host that Sam Darnold was.
Quarterback vibes. Strictly, business on the field and leadership off of it. Like, there was no going out. We had a good dinner. Not that I'd be against that, but no, it was a good time, and I'm glad that we did that. And yeah, like I said, Sam's been phenomenal, and I'm stoked to play with him.
I like that. Not that I'd be against that.
So they were all business, it sounded like.
Yeah, quarterback vibes. So leader on the field, all business off. Good. I'm glad. And I told you what. When Adam Ray was here and he was throwing out that first pitch and he did that whole thing where he fell down and was going to call to the bullpen, and he wanted Darnold to come out.
Okay.
And Darnold told him, let me win some games first.
How about that?
Let me win some games before I do something like that. So obviously Coach Mike McDonald went out there and did it. But yeah, I just thought that was a cool response. Like, man, I haven't done anything here yet. Let me prove myself.
Gosh, somebody said this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but he said, look at him like he's the son of a 300-pound plumber or something like that, and just like a humble beginnings. And I'm not sure if his dad is a 300-pound plumber or not, but anyway, that was the
no
comparison.
Offense if he's not. We don't mean to call him a fat guy or anything, but
no. But I mean, it was just like he's a regular guy. It's kind of like my dad. I mean, my dad worked in the logging industry. It was like a blue-collar job, and just, humbled and all of that, and work hard, and he was a great example. And I think that's the kind of guy that Darnold has become. And I haven't got a chance to talk to him or anything. And, I guess you guys planned that he would be up in the suite while I was gone.
Yeah, we said, what day is Dave going to be gone?
Yeah.
Okay, Adam, can you get that whole suite thing organized for this day? Because Wyman won't be there.
I'm convinced. But, no, I mean, you and Mike both were saying, hey, Lefko, that it was, just a cool guy. And
yeah. Very friendly.
Humble,
just
great leader.
Chatting him up. Yeah, he was really, really cool. And he didn't say that to me, the thing about let me win some games. That's what Adam told me. But that stuck out more than anything that stuck out when I was, we were just BSing small talk, but seemed very friendly. I just like that attitude, though.
Yeah.
That, I'm not here to be the star right now. Let me do something first.
Sweeping the dial.
Now that I think about it, maybe all those guys did come because Dave wasn't there. Because we had Ryan Rowland-Smith that day. We had Dylan Moore come up to the booth and join us.
Right.
And that's when Dave just really loved Dylan
That took a lot
Moore.
of planning.
And all the Seahawks who were there.
You're saying that they all called you and said, is Wyman going to be there?
No, they had just heard.
Okay,
they were like,
go.
we know Wyman's not there. We're going to show up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of phone calls. That was a lot of people.
That's a healthy, case of paranoia.
That is.
For me. If I thought
FOMO.
That would be. You might need some therapy.
Yeah.
If that's a true thought in your mind.
Some medication.
Well, the Josh Naylor trade, widespread win for the Mariners. Everyone seems to love it. And all the players after the game last night were asked about it. Now, Logan Evans was very happy about the trade, but he had to admit it was kind of bittersweet for him because of one of the players who the Mariners traded away.
Obviously happy for our whole team. I think that's sick that we're getting a good bat. It is tough, though, losing the best friend in the org, for sure. But I know he's going to get a lot of shots over there, and hopefully, for his sake, he'll go back to starting because it was really fun to watch. But they got two good arms, and obviously losing Brandon kind of hurts, but I'm glad for him, though.
I didn't know they were best friends.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I didn't hear it. Well, that makes sense. I was curious as to why he would be a little bit. I thought maybe he was like, I really like Miles Mastrobuoni, and they sent him down.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had that relationship with Brandon so good. That's not good. It's rough for him, but it's ultimately it's best for the team, man.
Yeah,
it's best for the team.
Logan Evans is kind of funny. We had him out there, and I don't know. He doesn't act like a rookie. like in some of the things that he says.
No, he's a confident kid.
He is very confident,
Yeah.
and I think if I was in the clubhouse, I might be giving him a hard time a little bit.
Try to humble him a little bit.
He'd be like, "Oh, the salty rook here," you know. So we had a guy that I remember one time we had this young guy that would just be out at camp or whatever when I got to Denver, and he'd be like, "Yeah, man, these are tough days. You just got to take them one at a time." And I looked up at him, I'm like, didn't you just get here? How old are you?
He's counseling you through it.
Yeah.
I'll get you through this, Dave. You just stick with me. I'll tell you how.
But I like that about Logan, and he also was talking yesterday. They interviewed him before in the pregame, and he was talking about shaking off Cal, you know, and a little bit more confidence to do that. You know, I'm a leader. He doesn't talk like a rookie, and I know it's well intentioned because we had a conversation with him, and he's a humble guy ultimately and everything. But I'm excited about Logan Evans. But yeah, I never thought about I don't know. You'll get to see him in the offseason. It's okay. You'll see Brandon Garcia. It'll be no problem. You can go on a bro trip or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. They can compare notes from his new home in Arizona. And
we got Josh Naylor.
That's right. That's right. It's a win. It's a big win for the Mariners, and it's what we're going to talk about. What was it like for the Mariners when the Naylor news broke? We're going to catch up with Gary Hill Jr. He's part of that broadcast. He's going to join us next. We also, by the way, I should say this. We got mean texts coming up at 5:15, and Lefko told me during the break they're a bit light. Is that still true, Lefko?
Yeah, I mean, what'd you expect? They're always going to disappoint you.
Well, I thought after that massive swipe you took at them out of the gates that they'd come flooding in.
Yeah, not yet. They're not awake yet. So we might have to do it again.
Wake up, moron.
Yeah, our listeners.
Let's go, man.
They're just waking up.
Come on.
866-979-3776. Mean text coming up. Gary Hill Jr. next. That's all coming your way with Wyman and Bob live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center at Seattle Sports on 710.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect. It just kind of felt like, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep, it's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of their National Red Tag Sales event, now extended through July 27th. Stop by any of their participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event extended to July 27th. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
America's favorite car show is back. It's the Good Guys 37th Griot's Garage Pacific Northwest Nationals presented by Wicked Fabrication. All this weekend at the Washington State Fair Event Center. Over 2,500 of the Northwest's finest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the Fender Big Way. A free family fun zone, great live music, Saturday night twilight cruising, and so much more. All this weekend at the Washington State Fair Event Center in Puyallup. Details at good-guys.com.
The 2025 Seahawks season is almost here. Get fitted for game days with jerseys, caps, and tees, including the 2025 training camp collection, Visit the Seahawks Pro Shop at the Landing in Renton and Lumen Field or online at Seahawks.com/pro shop.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners going for 2 in a row in Anaheim when they take on the Angels tonight in Game 2 of that series. Brian Wu on the hill, and you're going to see a new face in the cleanup spot. Josh Naylor, who the Mariners traded for yesterday, is in the lineup today, hitting 4th. So looking forward to that debut. You can catch all of it starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Taking a look at the games going on right now. Diamondbacks and Pirates scoreless, headed to the bottom of the 6th in Pittsburgh. Rockies trailing the Orioles 4-1. That one in the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the 4th in New York. Yankees out to a 2-0 lead over the Phillies. It's the Dodgers with a 1-0 lead over the Red Sox in the top of the 3rd in Boston. Rays and Reds knotted up at 1 apiece, headed to the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the 4th, Tigers and Blue Jays are tied at 1 apiece in Detroit. Padres trailing the Cardinals 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd, and the White Sox out to a 3-0 lead over the Cubs in Chicago. That one in the bottom of the 1st.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Got the Mariners pregame show coming up at 5:30. Mean text at 5:15, so you still have time at 866-979-3776 to get those mean texts in. Meanwhile, before we get to all of that, we got to bring in this guy doing a great job on the call for your Seattle Mariners, and a guy who I know has got to be happy about this trade. He must be pleased with this trade. He's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. He is Gary Hill Jr. How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you guys? And yes, I am. I'm very happy about this trade. You're right.
I love the trade. I love it. I love that they struck first. They went after one of the bigger names that was thought to be available out there, a guy who has an immediate impact, who's not 35, 36 years old. He's everything they need. Certainly, it sounds like they're in line for more. But in terms of what they gave up, was that surprising to you? Does that seem about right? What's your feeling about that?
No, I don't think it's surprising, and those are two young arms who could be really good major league pitchers. We don't know how it will play out. Like Brandon Garcia, we saw him briefly in the majors, but he's really well thought of by the organization. You know, he's a lefty that throws 97, 98. He has wicked stuff. He's a real prospect, but you've got to give to get, and that's exactly what they did, especially now, because we have seen with the newest addition to the wild card, there just aren't as many sellers as there used to be. And in fact, you know, as of a couple weeks ago, there was a mystery. How many sellers are there going to be at the deadline? And I think, you know, Arizona was spurned into a move after being swept by Houston. So funny enough, at the time, it wasn't great to watch Houston sweep Arizona. But in the end, probably helped the Mariners because it helped push Arizona one way. So I think striking first is great. The Mariners did it last year with the Rosarena. Tomorrow's the one-year anniversary of that deal, and the Mariners strike first again this year. And I think Naylor is just a really good fit for the lineup. He's a really good player, a really good hitter. He's kind of unique in terms of first baseman profile, what he brings to the table. You know, high average, good on base, walk rate and strikeout rate nearly even. Doesn't have a ton of power. He did have 31 home runs last year, but he brings a lot to the table. And when you compare the production the Mariners were getting at first base before him and what he's been doing this year, it's a pretty big difference.
Where do you put him defensively as a first baseman?
I think he's about average, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. I think he's definitely good enough at first base. He'll have his moments at first base. He moves around better than you would think at first base. So I think he's going to be just fine at first base. I don't think there'll be a problem there defensively at all.
What do you know about him, Gary, as far as a teammate and a guy? Seems like a pretty fiery guy. I've seen a couple of the home runs he hits, and you know, he gets going, man.
Yeah, he's intense, and that's something. It's funny, we were talking about that on the bus ride here. It's not something they've had a ton of recently. They've had a lot of good guys, and a lot of guys certainly that want to win, trying to win, work hard, do all the right things, do all the things that you want to see. He's got more of an edge, I think, than a lot of guys that they have in the clubhouse, which I think can be a good thing, especially when you're trying to get into the postseason. And if you've watched the video against the Yankees and Cole and those videos, it's pretty entertaining. But we just talked to him a few minutes ago, and he said it plainly that he wants to win. He loves to win, and that's what he's trying to do. And he's in a spot here with the Mariners that he can really help them get to where they want to go. And I think it's going to be really fun to have a little bit of fire, a little bit of grit.
Yeah, and you'll be so stunned to know that we have not received one negative comment about the trade. There's usually always somebody that's, I don't like it. They gave up to this guy, that guy. He's not that good. The only thing that came close to negative is somebody saying, well, he's only going to be here for 59 games. I'm like, well, we don't know. If things go really well on both ends, he plays well, the Mariners make the playoffs perhaps, maybe he re-signs here. I mean, he's not beyond an extension. I don't know what his price tag will be, but that's certainly a reality or a possibility. The other part of this, Gary, that I liked is just hearing the reports that the Mariners were they're still in on Gino. They're still in on other players. For me, it doesn't necessarily have to be Gino. Just the fact that they looked at this deal and said, yeah, we still are going after more. We don't look at this and go, okay, we're good. We're feeling fine. You know, I think there was some concern that they might be satisfied with the lineup as it was, and then you bring in Naylor, so then maybe that would pacify them. But no, it sounds like they're they're about going for it. And that, we'll see who they end up with. But that part of it is something that stuck out for me.
Yeah, I get the sense they're really working. And if nothing else happens the rest of the way, I don't think it's for lack of trying. I think they're really trying to keep adding to this team. And third base is something we're hearing a lot about, and we know the names that are out there. I think reliever is a possibility as well, maybe a big arm along the way. But, it's always tricky, especially with there's not a lot of sellers, and matching up, the Mariners make trades look easier than it actually is. So it's not always easy to pull off, but I know they're working towards it. We have less than a week to get there till the deadline. And who knows? I'm still watching those teams in the Central closely. Cleveland, Minnesota, Kansas City. I think there's some interesting players on all three of those rosters. If all three decide to sell, one of the three, whatever, I think there are some really interesting players on all three teams. So those are three teams that I'm watching as they make a call as we get close to the deadline.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't mention the White Sox.
I did not mention the White Sox, who are a clear seller.
Nobody interests you on that roster, huh?
Yeah, that's the issue. And that was part of the problem is there are some clear sellers right now. And we saw, Colorado dealt, I guess, the one guy who was sought after, right? But that's the reality of it, like Colorado, Chicago. There's just not a lot when it comes to that roster. Now, Arizona's a different story. So when they decided to sell, okay. Now I'm curious to see what Baltimore does. They've started, I guess, but I'm curious to see what they do. And for me, the Central teams, too, will dictate a lot of what happens.
Were you surprised I don't know, we were just looking at his numbers, Gary. I haven't seen him play that much, Ryan McMahon. But, as far as the Yankees, the first thing we looked at, and he was on the list of possibilities at third base and getting some power at the corners, but 124 strikeouts, I think he leads the league. And then he had a 2-year, $32 million deal. But, a good deal. If the possibility is still there that they're going to get somebody at third base, I wouldn't have seen that one coming. I wouldn't have thought that was very popular. But, yeah, that one was kind of strange to me. Have you seen that guy play? And do you know why? The Yankees, they have no shortage of money, I think.
He's a really good defensive third baseman, and that's what he's best at. That's his calling card. He's really good defensively. He's been better offensively the last couple of months. His overall numbers don't overwhelm at all. There is some thought with his swing and that ballpark, it will really help him. We'll see how it plays out. And also, when you have Detroit, the Mariners, the Cubs, the Yankees, there's a lot of contenders that are looking at one position. And I think that becomes really difficult because it's like musical chairs, right? There's not that many third basemen, really quality third basemen available. You can count them on one hand, even if it's that many on one hand, right? There's just not that many. So for the Yankees they got a third baseman, so they're done. But there's still several contenders that look at that position. So I think that's why they made the move, because it's probably a better fit for them than other teams. And honestly, that's how I kind of look at Naylor, too. Like, Naylor would have been a good fit for everyone. I think it's an especially good fit for the Mariners and the Mariners lineup.
Hey, you just touched on what my next question was going to address, and that is third base beyond Gino Suarez. Let's just play the hypothetical. He goes somewhere else. Who do you look at that spot that you think is realistically available? And also, how big of a priority is the bullpen? It feels like they need another arm there. And we've had Ryan Rowland-Smith on. We've had Jon Morosi on making the case for this team going after another starter as well. So give me your thoughts on those three.
Let's start with the starter. I think that market is really difficult and really challenging. So I think that's a case of getting someone is going to be hard, and if you get someone, a starter, you're going to have to pay a lot. Now, maybe that won't be the case. That's just how I kind of feel about it right now, so we'll see how that plays out. I would like another reliever in the bullpen, and I'm sure they're looking, and those are more readily available, because for the Mariners, you're not trying to get a closer. Like, you're great at the back end. Like, with your back three with Munoz, Brash, and Spire, you're in great shape. I think you're just looking to add another dynamic arm to that group. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a closer. It could be a setup man. But somebody with stuff and a big arm, I think, is what you're looking at. And those are more readily available. They're around, so you can get those. Third base is tricky. McMahon is off the board, so you're looking at Gino is the name everyone's talking about. Castro from the Twins, I think, is super interesting. He really struggled to start the season, but he's turned it on as of late. Actually, since the series against the Mariners, he turned it on and has really played well since there. Yeah. So, yeah, he got ignited then and really hasn't stopped. And he's unique too because he's not just a third baseman. He can play everywhere, and he's pretty decent everywhere too. So he's a handy guy. And again, that gets back to my central. What are the Twins going to do? So outside of that, at this point, things may change. And as we know, as we were talking last year about the deadline, I don't remember a Rosarena's name ever being brought up until the Mariners traded for Rosarena. So there's always that kind of mystery as well. It's the hard thing to me about the deadline is we, looking from the outside, never know who's available. We just don't. Because there's names out there that I guarantee you are not available. We just don't know it. Yeah. So that's the hard part of this whole thing. Like, it's fun conversation. It's fun to think about, but none of us have all the information. So it's just kind of a big guessing game.
Hey, Gary, before we get to what's in the background of your shot here. Hey, Julio, I mean, what do you think about, like, his decision to not go to the All-Star game? I mean, he hits the bomb last night. He was hot going in to the break. Have you seen anything out of him? He just seemed very, like last night during the interview, he just seems very loose and happy. And are we getting ready to see him go on one of those tears that he does every year?
I hope so. That'd be great. He's been hitting really well. You look at this last stretch of ball, and we've seen some more pull power too, which is great. But he's hitting the ball hard consistently, getting the ball in the air a little bit more, which is nice. Because to me, that's kind of been the thing. Like, he's consistently hit the ball hard this year. It's just been on the ground a lot. Yeah. And as we know, we've seen it. If he can just get it in the air a little bit more, I mean, those things will turn into homers and doubles and extra base hits. So I think it feels like we're kind of entering one of those stretches for him, which is really exciting because Randy's rolling right now. Cal's doing his thing. JP, you look at the top 6 now with Naylor in the lineup because Polanco kind of quietly has really hit well in July. I mean, he's closer to the first month of the season than it was the second month of the season. So the top 6 right now, that's a real lineup, especially if Julio is thundering the ball around. And I think it's pretty encouraging what we've seen lately.
Before we let you go, for those watching on the video stream, you've got a little video behind you.
Should I bring it closer so everyone gets a better look?
Yeah. Gary, thanks. We're done with you today now. All right.
Yeah. You got a picture?
No.
Is this somebody that was part of an encampment outside? Was there a tent next to them?
It's a guy from Florida, for sure.
Were they bugging you for spare change? What's the history behind this picture there? This goofball?
This is what's fun every time you bring me on now and we do the video thing. I get bombarded with pictures from everyone behind the scenes at the radio station. And so for me, it's just picking what I think is the most embarrassing one I can find to put on camera in the background. So I think it's been a really fun game. I've really enjoyed it.
I think you've done well.
Yeah, and I think I enjoy being the vessel for everyone in the background making fun of one another. I'm happy that I'm able to play a part in this.
Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Gary, great stuff, man. We appreciate it very much. Have fun tonight. We're all looking forward to this one, seeing Naylor in the lineup for the very first time, hitting cleanup. It's going to be a great thing, and we'll see what else the Mariners do before that trade deadline. As always, man, thanks so much for the time.
Anytime, guys. Super fun as always.
Thanks, Gary.
There you go. There's Gary Hill Jr., always doing a great job on the call, and I don't know
he likes to mess with Matt and Lefko, so we love him for
Who sent him that picture, though? Lefko, Matt did?
Matt was gleefully taking a picture of me as he drove away one day, and that's where it surfaced, I guess. So.
That's great. Usually it's a picture of Matt back there behind him, but he got a Lefko one in there. All right, let's get to Mean Tech. Perfect. All right, that's going to do it for us. I want to thank our guests today, Robert Turbin, Zach Charbonnet, Jon Morosi, and Gary Hill Jr. If you missed any part of today's show, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Have a great weekend, everybody. Mariners, Josh Naylor happening next. Tune in. We'll talk to you on Monday with Wyman and Bob.
Now batting for the Mariners, first baseman Josh Naylor.
The first contender to make the big move that says, we're all in.
Well, look at the Mariners striking first. How about that?
They did exactly what they needed to do at the deadline.
They do it without giving up a top 10 prospect.
It just kind of felt like, yeah, this is the right fit.
You're now looking at a 1 through 6 in your lineup that's deep. It's legitimate.
We're all over baseball's trade deadline on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Is tuition cost the number one thing keeping you from making the leap into Christian education? Did you know that King Schools awards over $2.3 million in tuition assistance every year? 25% of the families that make up this incredible Kings community utilize our variable tuition program to make Kings more accessible. The team at Kings would love to have you on campus for a tour and consultation to see how to make it possible for your family to experience the difference in Christian education at Kings.
Mention this ad and no application fee. Go to joinkings.org for more info.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards, USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Lee Johnson Auto Family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto Family, and it's not just a name, it's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close, and they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No, no place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
The Davis Law Group Charity Golf Tournament heads to the Prospector Course in Suncadia on August 20th. Proceeds benefit Life Support I-90, funding life-saving training and equipment for the first responders on call every day, covering the thousands of travelers heading over the I-90 corridor east of Snoqualmie Pass through Cle Elum and the surrounding areas. Tee times and sponsor packages are limited, so sign up today at dlggolf.com. That's dlggolf.com, because the life you save could be your own.
Roof now, pay later. No payments until 2027. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Since 1968, we've helped homeowners just like you get beautiful, durable roofs without breaking the bank. Look today and lock in summer pricing before it's too late. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Seattle Mariners pregame show is on.
Back she goes, going and going. Goodbye, baseball, he did it! Julio Rodriguez.
Mariners pregame is brought to you by the new Chevy Trax, Beacon Plumbing, and Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Seattle Mariners pregame. The countdown to first pitch is underway.
Next pitch. Swing and a well-hit ball deep to right center field. Going back, Lamont Wade Jr., and this one is gone. Goodbye, baseball. Jorge Polanco with his 16th home run of the season. And for the Mariners, their 3rd home run of the night. And it's now the Mariners 4 and the Angels 2.
Yeah, sometimes a little long ball is all you need. All 4 runs come via the home run, and a 4-2 series opening win in Anaheim last night sets up a big opportunity for the Mariners this evening. Mike Lefko with you here in the Western Washington Toyota broadcast booth, getting you set for a 6:38 first pitch with the Muckleshoot Casino Resort pregame show. Game 2 of a 4-game series against the Angels, and the Mariners can do something tonight they haven't done since 2023. Win 2 games in Anaheim. Yeah, last year, 2 series losses against the Angels in Anaheim. The last time they won a series there in 2023 also came around this time. It was the very first weekend of August, just after the trade deadline, and it ended up in a 4-game sweep of the Angels. 4-game series that is going on this weekend. 2-run win last night. That series win and that series sweep in 2023, the first win was also by a 2-run margin. That series, in fact, a 2-run win, 2-run win, 1 run, and 1 run. 4 very dramatic games when the Mariners swept the Angels back in 2023, the last time they did win a series in Anaheim, and their chance again to win 2 games after a big series opening win last night. Big move today for the Mariners. Josh Naylor did officially report. He showed up in style wearing a jacket that had Gary Payton on the sleeve, so a Sonics-themed jacket for Josh Naylor arrives in very strong fashion, more ways than one. And with that move, he is in the lineup today. We'll get to the lineup in just a second. The Mariners made the corresponding move, optioning Miles Mastrobuoni down to AAA Tacoma. We have a fascinating pitching matchup tonight as well. Bryan Woo gets the ball for the Mariners, and he continued his 6-inning streak on Sunday. Gave up a couple of home runs and those 4 earned runs in the loss to the Astros. But Woo has had a lot of familiarity in this ballpark, set to make his 5th career start in Angel Stadium. That's the 2nd most of any road park for him. Now on the other side, Jose Soriano gets the start for the Angels. And if the Mariners are able to get the ball in the air like they did last night with those 3 home runs, Well, that would be a huge success because Soriano leads Major League Baseball in ground ball rate, a staggering nearly 69%, 68.7% ground ball rate. In his last start on July 20th against the Phillies, he recorded 16 outs on 14 ground balls and went 7 innings in LA's 8-2 win. So Soriano, the ground ball, certainly one to watch. He'll face the Mariners for the first time this season. And the Angels also went with a bullpen game in their finale against the Mets, so they could line up Kikuchi and Soriano for these first 2 against the Mariners. Key stretch for the Mariners with this chunk of all these games against the division, finishing up the series against the Angels, then 3 in Sacramento against the A's, and 4 back at home beginning on Thursday against the Rangers. Time now for the health report, brought to you by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. All good for the Mariners. No injuries, no real updates on any injuries right now for the M's, although Bryce Miller scheduled to throw a live bullpen, so we'll get you some updates on that tomorrow, and as the progress gets updated on Miller and how he felt after that one. But he was scheduled to throw another live BP session today, and that's kind of the latest on one of the Mariners starters who's trying to work his way back off the IL. This health report's powered by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, the sports medicine provider of the Seattle Mariners. Here's the lineup for Game 2 in Anaheim. Familiar at the top. J.P. Crawford leads off. He is the shortstop tonight. Julio's batting second. He's in center. Cal Raleigh catching. He hits third. And then there's that new name in the lineup, Josh Naylor. In his first game with the Mariners, he's batting cleanup and playing first base. Randy Arozarena hitting fifth. He's in left field. Jorge Polanco, you heard the home run, and that was the key one last night to extend the lead for the Mariners, give them some breathing room that they held on to win 4-2. He is batting sixth and is the DH tonight. Dominic Canzone in right field batting seventh. Ben Williamson at third, and Cole Young at second round out the lineup. For the Angels, much of the same. Neto at the top of the order. Mike Trout batting second. He's been in there since returning from injury. Some tough at-bats last night. The Mariners got the best of him. That was a huge, huge outing by Gabe Spire to retire Trout late in the game. So Trout ever dangerous, but the Mariners had some success against him last night in the win. Get a more thorough breakdown of the Astros lineup as our pregame coverage continues. We have plenty to get to before first pitch, including catching up with Josh Naylor. We'll learn a little bit more about him in our Clubhouse Insider tonight. Get you a check of scores, full slate of baseball. Not a lot happening last night, but today, everyone back in action. It does affect the wild card race and the division race. Get you a score update and do all the usuals, our picks to click and our roundtable and much more. But up next, Aaron Goldsmith catches up with Mariners manager Dan Wilson. This is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Mariners pregame show on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
$195 million. Global Credit Union members saved $195 million last year through lower fees and better interest rates. At Global, member service is our highest priority. 27 branches throughout Washington, an easy-to-use mobile app, and access to a member service rep wherever you are and whenever you need help. 24/7, 365 days a year. Learn more at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, proud partners of Seattle Mariners Radio.
Nothing says Mariners baseball like the sounds of the game. And nothing prepares you for game day like AM/PM. From ice-cold drinks to hot, tasty snacks, it's the perfect play for Mariners fans on the go. As a proud partner of the Mariners, AM/PM is here to keep you ready for every big play, every home run, and every extra inning snack run. So before first pitch or after a big win, swing by AM/PM, where the lineup is always delicious. AM/PM, too much good stuff.
Baseball players take an all-star break. You deserve one as well. Yakima Legends Casino Hotel invites you to the lovely Yakima Valley this summer. You'll be greeted with warm temps and sunny skies as soon as you clear the pass, all the way to your luxurious sun-filled room. Head downstairs for delicious food, live entertainment, and the brand new Sage Spa. You deserve an all-star break. Make it legendary. LegendsCasino.com, your new favorite road trip. Legends Casino Hotel, within winning distance.
T-Mobile is more than the best network in the game. They're now the best network in America, according to the experts at Ookla Speed Test. So MLB fans are connected from home to home plate. With the most advanced 5G, the most towers, and a signal that goes farther than ever, you can keep up with your teams on the road, overseas, and even off the grid. For baseball fans, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025, compatible device and plan required for T-Satellite. See details at T-Mobile.com.
is Mariners baseball. The countdown to first pitch continues with the Dan Wilson Show.
Aaron Goldsmith alongside Mariners manager Dan Wilson. Dan, there's a new member of the Mariners that walked in the clubhouse today, Josh Naylor. Obviously, the trade went official yesterday, but he had an early morning flight to get here to Los Angeles. What have been your early conversations with your new first baseman like?
Yeah, it's been great to get Josh. Obviously, a huge lift to our ball club, and getting a chance to see him here in the clubhouse for the first time. A lot of new things on his plate. He has been through this before, and I think the thing that we look forward to the most, Josh will bring a lot, of stability to first base and obviously the offensive production that we have seen from him. But he brings a lot of experience to the clubhouse, and I think this is a guy that will really enhance the group that we have, which is a special group as we talk about a lot. But he will bring more experience and share that with the guys, and a guy that's seen a lot, and including postseason. And so anytime you can add that as a plus, and having him here is tremendous. And looking forward to getting him started, right in the lineup tonight.
His game speaks for itself. His personality is a little unique in a very good way. He's a fiery guy. How much is that something that your team can benefit from as well?
Yeah, no doubt. He's a guy that wants to be in there for one, and number two, when he's in there, he wants to win. And all these guys feel that way, and it's great to add that piece again to what we already have. And Josh is a guy that is going to play this game hard, and he's determined to win. And as we go into this final stretch, playing with a little bit of edge, playing with that desire like that to win and win often is only going to serve us well. And we're looking forward to that part of Josh as well.
I want to go back to last night. One of the really kind of sneaky, I thought, fun moments of the year was a pitching change to call on a lefty to face Mike Trout. I don't know how many times in Mike Trout's career, Dan, a left-hander has been called on to face Trout. And that's what you did last night with Gabe Spire, who's been really good against righties, and Trout struggled against lefties. Sometimes you got to get a little creative, and that seemed like that was the message for you guys going into this series. Can you kind of take us behind the scenes as to how that decision was made? Because it worked out very well, obviously.
Yeah, I think, you obviously try to put guys in positions to succeed, and I think Gabe has been that guy for us out of the bullpen that has gotten lefties out, and lefties, he's done very well against lefties in a consistent way, but he's also gotten right-handers out, and we just felt like the matchup between he and Mike Trout was one that was favorable for Gabe, and when you see Gabe come in the game and he's aggressive in the strike zone, he's going to pump that fastball in on Trout, and that's where you want to stay. You want to stay up in upper part of the zone with him, and Gabe was able to do that, and we saw him get in on Trout's hands a little bit and